Welcome to Oceanside High School. I'm Greg Sauer from Newsday Sports. Our first media day. It's football season. Let's get to it. Our first team in media day is the Baldwin Bruins. They had a bounce-back year last year. The guys are excited about this year in 2025. With me now is Ryan Healy, offensive lineman and linebacker. He's getting after it all off season. And Ryan, this is going to be a big year for Baldwin, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's going to be a huge year. Got a lot of guys returning, a lot of young guys that are, ready to make an impact on the team. Got a big offensive line, a really good defense that's, ready to, post a lot of shutouts this year, a lot of shutouts.
So you guys are big in social media. I've seen a bunch of clips of guys getting after it in the gym, in the 7-on-7s. The biggest improvement for the Bruins for 2025?
Honestly, I think with the weightlifting and everything and how much weight the big guys have been moving, I think that our run is going to be unstoppable.
You're joined up here by Derek Coolbaugh, Jordan Michael, Jaden Young, Michael Jordan. Let's get through that. I saw that name, and I said, there's a Michael Jordan on the Baldwin Bruins. That's the name of the year. So we give that up for Baldwin, right? That's the coolest name out there. When I look at your team, I look at a different improvement of the last 3 years. New coach, Michael Robinson, this is his second year. What makes him so successful?
Just is willing to teach us. Every day comes out with a really good attitude, helps us make ourselves the best that we can be,
Ryan, when you look at the schedule, you look at the calendar and say, these are the teams that we have to beat. What are the big games?
Definitely Garden City, definitely looking at that. Glen Cove, after them beating us 2 times last year, definitely want them first week especially, come out and make a name for ourselves, show people what we can do. It's definitely 2 games that are really, really circled on our calendars.
And I'm going to ask Coach. Coach, you can come and join us here on our media live. Tell us about this team. What makes them successful?
So, again, weight room. They've been killing it in the weight room. We got a nice transfer quarterback back in from Hyde. Michael Jordan's going to be an impact player right away. We've got a couple other guys that came in. Very young team, though. We've got young guys at skill level. So we're just going to, try and do our best and be very competitive this year and, again, get back to that playoff spot.
So, Coach, I looked at your survey. Is there a battle for the quarterback position?
Right now, our number 1 is Michael Jordan. We got some guys stepping up and behind him and pushing him a little bit, but yeah, he's the guy right now.
Coach, you look at the schedule, and Ryan told us, everybody always circles Garden City on there. They're the benchmark in Nassau County football, especially in Conference 2, haven't lost in 6 years. What do you tell the team before a game like that when you're playing somebody as talented and skilled and disciplined as Garden City?
That's a great question. What do we? So I would say to my kids, listen, you're out there, you have nothing to lose. Go out, play balls out, okay? Leave everything on the field, and what's going to happen is going to happen. I think we can give them a run. I think we can definitely be very competitive, and if we can keep it close, anything can happen.
Sounds like another great year for the Bruins, Coach. Good job. Hey, guys, let's give it up for Baldwin football. Thanks, guys. Joining us now in Media Day here at Oceanside High School is the Bellmore JFK Cougars. Our speaker will be Christian Cruz, senior defensive end. Cruz had a tough time last year, finished season 1-8, but they come here proudly. They feel they're going to have a bounce-back year and that they're going to win a few more football games. And Christian, you come up and told me you thought this would be a better year.
Yeah, 100%. We're looking to have a much better year, and we've put in a lot of work in the off-season, starting in the spring, and we're really just looking to have a bounce-back year and show everyone what we got, really.
It takes a lot to come up here and sit down in front of all your peers and everybody that you play against and tell them that this year is going to be different. What leads you to believe that? Is it the offensive line? Is it the skill positions?
So a really, really big piece this upcoming year is Coach Iaquinta. He was the coach in Manhasset, and he came over to help coach with us. And, he's put in a lot of work. He's done a lot for us already. You could see the changes already. We've got a lot of upcoming juniors, and they've been working too. It's just been nonstop since the end of spring, and yeah.
Coach Iaquinta is a legend. Everywhere he's gone in his coaching career, he has turned programs around. So he really didn't retire. Actually, he'll never retire. He'll die a football coach because that's what he loves to do. So you look at the younger guys coming up and the juniors. Do you have anybody in particular that you're looking at that's going to make a difference in this team?
Yeah, we got a really good quarterback battle between Dimitri Kostopoulos and Dylan Babick. They've both been shown out the whole time, and it was really hard to pick and choose to see who's better. They both got their strengths, And yeah, we're excited to see kind of how the season runs with them under center. And yeah.
You're joined by Chris Yao, Anthony Scally, and Ethan Polinsky, and they sit up here proudly with you, hoping that this is going to be a great season. But I'm going to ask Coach Johnny McGuire. You know, you made some nice additions to the coaching staff. That's going to make a difference.
Goes without saying, right?
Right? And your JV, was it successful last year? That gives you some optimism?
Yeah, they were very competitive, and as Christian had mentioned, the two quarterbacks, they split series last year. Dylan was a first-year quarterback. Dimitri's been a quarterback his whole life through undefeated Bellmore Braves season and whatnot. Dylan's just a recently D1 baseball commit as a 10th grader, so they've really been pushing each other, and we have a decision to make as a staff.
You know, it's nice when you have a couple of different guys in a skill position that you have to choose between.
Absolutely.
Coach, good luck this year. Guys, Bellmore JFK, the Cougars.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good job. Good job. Joining us now in Media Day are the Calhoun Colts. Joel Bellball sitting next to me, looking dapper. We're looking at a bounce-back season for you guys also. Jake Bocci, Andrew Licari, and Timmy Lynch, thanks for joining us with Coach Nick Rawls. You guys are 3-5 last season, just missed the playoffs. You said injuries had a lot to do with that. You lost two very good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So when you talk about this year's team, are either one of those guys back? Where's your strength?
Yeah, so our whole receiving core is coming back, and we have Timmy right here. He's coming back as well. He got hurt, but I think that we had one of the best receiving cores that we're going to play. We got one of the fastest teams that we're going to play. So I think that that's what's going to like put us above everyone else.
When you look at the schedule, do you start out against teams that you feel you can compete with, or do you
For
start
sure.
out against the teams that were the top teams in the conference?
I think like the beginning of our season is definitely going to be like our best games, just because those are like the teams that we can compete with the most.
So is that an indicator of where you'll be by the midseason, whether you guys will be in the playoff hunt or not in the playoff hunt?
For sure. I think we can get to a point where we can be 4-0 at the beginning of the season. I don't think that any team that we play can really stop our receivers and our speed.
The strength of your team. Obviously, you said some skill positions. You're really excited about Timmy Lynch, a quarterback. How about the lines? How do they look? Are they coming together?
Yeah, we have a bunch. We have 3 returning linemen, and then we have some young guys too. I think that we can definitely just move around and just play hard.
Coach, he sounds optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
What's different about the team this year that can get you over the 500 level, get you over that hump and get into the playoffs?
Yeah, I just think having these guys returning, they're hyper-focused right now. We've had a great camp so far. These guys worry about what's right in front of them. We always tell them, one play at a time. Try to always keep everything, be where your feet are, keep everything right in front of you, and just focus on the next thing that you have. Yeah.
Joe was saying that injuries played a part last year and you guys just missing the playoffs. How bad was it?
Yeah, our starting quarterback tore his rotator cuff, and then our backup quarterback was Timmy, and he broke his hand, and that definitely had an impact. We had a receiver at one point in the year playing quarterback for us, so definitely injuries, but we don't want to make any excuses.
So having Tim Lynch at full strength is a big deal.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach, well, good luck this year. I think that they got it all right in front of them. They want to get a good start early in this schedule. Obviously, there's some tougher games down the road. Hey, guys, Calhoun Colts, give it up for them. Good job. We're joined now by the East Meadow Jets. They're moving down into Nassau Conference 2 after a playoff season in Nassau Conference 1. Joining me now, Travis Smith, team captain, quarterback. He's in a quarterback battle. Would you say that that battle is raging right now?
Yeah, for sure. Every single day we battle. We make each other better every single day. But it's really not a battle. It's more of just like making each other better for sure.
3-year starter, Trevor, the team spokesman, joined by Nick Schwab, Yanni Kakavas, and Noah Garner. And guys, I'm happy you're here. East Meadow last year, interesting team. You guys were right there in the playoffs. You lost to Syosset in the playoffs, another real good team. You opened this season against totally different teams. What do you expect playing against Bellmore JFK and New Hyde Park in those first 2 games?
Yeah, we feel really confident, but it's really, no matter who we play, we're going to fight till the 4th quarter ends or more if needed. But we're really confident going into the season no matter what.
So you look at the team now, the biggest improvement. You've been on the varsity now for 3 years. And I know sometimes when people look at enrollment drop and you move from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 1 to 2, you think, well, maybe the competition's not as good, which is not true. It doesn't matter who you play. Everybody's coming to take you out. You guys have that mentality?
Yeah, for sure. Wait, can you repeat that question?
Is it easier, the mindset going to 2, or is it just as difficult?
Oh yeah, like I said, no matter who we play, we're just gonna keep on fighting no matter what, and we're really confident with our team and our coaching staff this year, for sure.
Coach Keith Lizzie, you look at this team and your preseason 4 seed, which shows a lot of respect from the Coaches Association. That game against New Hyde Park in week 2 is against the 5 seed. That's probably a big indicator of where you stand in the conference.
Yeah, we have a lot of work to do before, week 2, opening up with JFK and then moving on. But, we're worried about us right now. We're in the middle of camp and we've had a really solid 4 days. And, all we're worried about is our jersey and making sure we have the right personnel in the right places and just making sure that, we're getting better every day.
What were the improvements the Jets made from last year to this year? Was it the strength of the JV? Was it the offensive line came together, or was it the skill guys?
I think that overall, my staff has been here, 1 year, and everybody buying into the system and understanding that we're all playing for one another. We took it over for Coach Massey, who was there for 30-plus years. It took a little bit of time to get these guys on board, but our camp this year is been fantastic, and I think that the overall improvement has just been these guys coming together and just limiting any confusion and making sure we're all on the same page.
Coach, new road, uncharted territory. Good luck for the East Meadow Jets. Give it up for them, guys. Joining us now on Media Day are the Garden City Trojans, the benchmark for Long Island football, winners of 5 of the last 6 Long Island championships. Joining me up here right now is Zach Olson and Justin Baker and Coach David Ettinger. And Zach, I had to move over so that you could fit at the table. You're a big boy. I watched you play last year, and I wondered how people could contain you or block you or be able to handle you. What separates Garden City from the competition? Why do you guys, year in and year out, seem to win?
I think it's a lot of discipline. We work really hard during the preseason. We go up to camp. We're going up next week. We practice 3 times a day. We're like a family, and I think that really helps us work together and play better.
Does tradition have a lot to do with it, that as you come up through the ranks playing in the youth league and then at the junior varsity level, before you even get to the varsity level, is there already that discipline instilled?
I think there's a good mindset. I think we all have a really good mindset of we want to win, but everyone also knows that it's not just going to come. Everyone has to work for it. So everyone just puts in all the effort they can, and everyone works as hard as they can to win.
Every year you hear, well, maybe this is the year Garden City doesn't win. We hear all the time from parents, how come you don't cover us more? And I give them the answer. I said, well, we do cover you once during the season as like an update, but then Newsday will come out and see you through the playoffs. And we like to spread around the coverage to all the other teams in the conference. But for us, it gets boring when your games are basically over at the half and you're getting a lot of guys playing time, which leads me to my next question. I think that bodes well for the success of the team, that all the guys that are scout team members and second team guys, they're playing in the second half getting valuable playing time, and they're ready the following year. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. It's really important to get game experience. It's really good to get game experience, like as a backup, and then you can move into being a starter. I think that does help us a lot.
We look at the different skill set positions. You always have great running backs, but they're running backs that stay within the framework of what the offense is trying to do. They don't freelance. I think you would agree with me. Same thing with the defense. Coach Ettinger's told me over the years, the defense is stingy and doesn't allow a lot of points because everybody stays within their role. Nobody tries to be the guy, I had 10 tackles. Right, but you left your area a few times and they ran for a few touchdowns. Is that part of it?
Yeah, it's a lot of discipline. It's assignment football. We're all just trying to go out there and do our job. Nobody's really worried about how many tackles you got, stats, stuff like that. We work as one unit, and I think that is what makes our defense. So good.
So, Coach, I'm going to bring you in on our conversation, and Zach nailed it. It's about discipline and assignment football. We've talked about that over the years. That's very difficult to score on Garden City football. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we try to play disciplined football, learn that from Coach Flatley. If the other team doesn't score on you, it's very hard for them to win. So we always try to really put a lot of emphasis in our defensive preparation on a week-to-week basis.
Do you find that there's a lot of pressure on each team that comes up every year? Michael Berkery said it to me probably the best. I don't want to be that guy that is on the team that loses a game. They're not even worried about the Lawrence championship. Guys are about a game. They don't want to lose a game. Is that the competitiveness that they have? Is like, this is just the way they are?
Yeah, I mean, every team, we've been on a pretty decent run, but every team has been different, and this team is different than last year's team. And we've never really looked at it like that. Again, we just try to take it 1 week at a time and, prepare the best we can and put the best product on the field from a week-to-week basis.
I think everybody would agree it's a winning culture, and there's a lot of respect your team to opponents and vice versa. And it's getting so long ago that you last lost a game in 2019 in a Lawrence championship game that we're starting to forget. Well, when did that happen? Because it's so long ago. So good luck, guys. Have another great season. Thank you so much. Give it up, Garden City. Joining us now, Media Day of the Jericho Jay-Hawks. Our speaker will be Max Spector, and Michael Muskaloff will help him out. Head coach could not be here, Brendan Lottie. Tough year last year. You guys were 1-8. First year at quarterback, a lot of learning curves for a lot of guys. But you guys played every game. You played hard. You didn't quit in any games. What's the outlook this year for the Jayhawks?
We're looking a lot better this year. All of our skill guys are returning. We got a bunch of linemen that came out this year. That was our point of emphasis. We needed some more big guys, and we got some kids that were injured last year coming back, so we're looking good.
So building the lines, we know winning football games has everything to do with the O-line and the D-line. If you don't have the guys up front, you can't win. It doesn't matter how skilled you are. You're a five-sport athlete. You know that better than anybody, right? If you don't have somebody blocking for you, you're running for your life, right? So I want to ask Mike, talk about your role on the team and what you feel about the defense and the skill position guys.
So I feel like our skill positions have, year in, year out, at the 7-on-7s, we've performed very well. Our skill positions has always been like top tier. And this year our point of emphasis has really been the line. And I feel like this year we really have a good line, good D-line, good O-line, and we're ready to put all the pieces together and succeed.
So Jericho has a lot of really good sports teams. It's not like you guys don't win in other sports. It just seems to be that football is a tough hurdle for you because you don't have the size in the room. But that's changed a little bit this year?
Yeah, I feel like especially since it's an only Jericho program now, we've kind of started the culture shift a little bit, so more kids are signing up to play, and yeah.
So moving in the right direction, and that's something that's super important. Jonathan Fortunoff and James Wang, you guys are also a big part of this movement at Jericho. And look, Media Day's fun. You guys come up here, you proudly sit here with your uniforms on. I hope you guys have a great season. All right? Jericho Jayhawks, everybody. Joining us now at Media Day are the Long Beach Marines. They are in Conference 2, and they have the unenviable task of opening the 2025 season against Garden City. Joining me now is Captain Tim Miller. And Tim, it's got to be the first question everybody asks you is like, you're a playoff-bound team last year. You're going to be a playoff team again this year. You got a lot of talent, but Garden City's a huge mountain to climb.
Yeah, we're just going to try and prepare our best. We want to give them the work. Week one, try and do what we can, and then obviously mistakes are going to happen, so we got the opportunity to take on a really good team first week and then learn from that and then use those lessons through the other 7 weeks.
Preparation is everything for the first couple of weeks of the season. A lot of teams are trying to iron out different things, figure out who's starting where, who's going to be the playmaker, who to throw the ball to, who to hand the ball off to. What's the strength of this Long Beach team this year? Is it the O or the D?
Our defense has always been really good, but our offense is going to make or break the season. We lost 3 linemen from last year, but we bring back 2 really good linemen. Then, of course, we have a really strong and young position group. We have a junior running back who's all county last year as a sophomore, which is huge that he's coming back. We have 2 really good receivers returning. We have other young guys that are stepping up and making plays throughout the first week of camp. So it's really the offense that we're going to see.
Yeah, you sound excited about it. Your teammates, Brody Rydell, Charlie Conway, Brandon Galliano, and Max Schimmel join you up here. And the Marines have been in the playoffs pretty much every year, in the last 10 years for me. And, when I look at what you guys have accomplished, you've always been just right there. Just get there. And last year you had a big win in the playoffs over New Hyde Park. Now this year you're expecting to do great things again in Conference 2. And I'm going to ask Coach Scott Martin, his thoughts on the 2025 season.
We got a great leadership coming back, guys that have been on our team 2 and 3 years. They know how to lead the younger guys through. We're really excited about what's going on in the preseason. They did have a good summer, and now they're really hitting the ground running and playing really good football early on. So we're really excited about, like Timmy said, the offense is falling into place with some really great skill guys and some good depth, and linemen filling in holes the way we had it. And we're excited to play, and we're excited at the challenges ahead of us in a real difficult schedule.
Coach, I love what he said. Tim, he said, we know what we have to do to beat that first team. We're going to go out and give it everything we have. And it's early in the season, and teams are still figuring it out. What's the message from the coaching staff when you play a team like Garden City?
Well, it's just one game at a time, and it's preparing the best you can. Our coaching staff is doing a great job putting the plans ahead of them, and the kids are really eager and hungry to learn, and that's really just taking it one step at a time and learning from the bumps in the road throughout preseason, and just really, putting your best effort first in that week 1.
I appreciate the mindset. Coach, he wants to say something else, and he wants the mic.
Yeah, our coaches are really pushing that. We got to play balls to the wall against Garden City. Like, you want to win that game, you got to put everything you got on the field. Like, you can't make mistakes now, can't make mistakes in that game. It's got to be a flawless game.
It's a great message, no fear. Hey guys, Long Beach Marines 2025. We're back at Media Day with the Mepham Pirates, finalists last year in the Nassau County Conference Championship game. Came up just a little bit short against the powerhouse Carey team. And joining me, James Quilty, a senior, who was a part of that game last year. It was a great run last year. You guys were 9-2. Do you top that this year? What do you look at like this year?
I think we had a great season last year, but last year's in the past, and I think we just have to move on. It's good to look back on, but it's a new year, new team.
Preseason 2 seed, you opened the season against Roosevelt, the team of Midnight Madness. You guys do Midnight Madness?
No, we don't.
Oh, really? Because it's their tradition? So you look at your schedule, you open up against a very good team, very athletic, talented team. What are the coaches telling you? What's the message?
It's honestly treat them like any other team. We have the guys to get the job done. Really just been toning in on our line. It's very competitive right now. We're just really looking forward to week 1 and starting the season up.
You're joined up here with a couple of your teammates, Tyler Kearney, Lanny Akin, and Mike Grizzard, and these are the key players on this Mepham team this year. Tell me a little bit about your defense.
Our defense is the backbone of our team. Last year, just talking back on that, we had a lot of shutouts. We have a decent amount of returning guys, and the new kids coming in are really hungry to step in and fill the big shoes that were left behind for them.
It all starts with defense, right? Defense wins championships, the old cliche. Coach Tommy Mazika, I would like to ask him a couple questions. You look at your schedule, there are no easy games when you're the 2 seed. So you prepare your guys game in and game out. How important it is to keep everybody healthy?
I mean, I think like anybody, every list teams in high school, I mean, obviously we have, important guys, and, being healthy is, a big key. And, obviously last year we were pretty lucky in that respect. We didn't have too many injuries throughout the course of the year, and, we're hoping to kind of follow the same path this year.
You ran into a buzzsaw in the Long Island Championship game, in the Nassau Conference Championship game with Carey, and it didn't dull the season. You still had a 9-2 record, but Carey comes back, with another strong team this year, but they're in 3. Is that like a relief or no? Because now we're up in 2 where we're playing teams like Garden City and teams of that nature. Is it still a tough schedule?
I mean, like we said to the guys last year, I mean, our league's tough. I mean, from anybody from, us at 2 to, all the way down to 10, 11. I mean, there's all competitive, can be competitive games, and there's a lot of really good teams in our conference. Last year, we played well, and we limited our mistakes, and we played pretty clean. So I think that was a big factor, and a lot of our success, because there's a lot of really good teams in our league, just like every year.
Coach James tells us the backbone of the team is the defense. Tell us a little bit about your offense.
This year we're going to look a little bit different. We lost some key guys. Our quarterback graduated, a couple other skilled guys. So there's, a lot of competition right now. And, we're going to try to kind of figure out, the pieces. I think we have a lot of depth this year, a little bit maybe more depth than we had last year. And I think that, kind of sorting it out right now in the preseason like everybody else.
Outstanding, Coach. Hey, guys, the Mepham Pirates. We're joined now at Oceanside High School at Media Day for Nassau County High School football. And we're here with the New Hyde Park Gladiators and Nick Borum, Lucas Rinaldi, and Coach Colin Mayer. And last year you guys made the playoffs. Tough first-round loss to Long Beach. Very young team. I would say that it was little inexperienced this year. Seems that experience will pay off. And Nick, we'll start with you. How's camp been and how's the outlook?
Yeah, I think we were looking really good. Got a lot of guys coming back, 4 seniors last year. Good seniors, but, we should be a smart team. Everyone knows the system. Should be good. We're looking good.
So most of you guys have played with each other through the years,
Yeah.
and the 4 guys that were really good players have graduated. So you're not decimated by graduation, where a lot of teams might be.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of guys coming back. We've been on the team for a while, and we should be good.
Tell me about your offense. Who's your quarterback?
We got Chris Notine as our quarterback right now. His brother was our quarterback last year. Great arm, good case, smart. We should be good.
So defensively, what are you guys running on defense?
We're both middle linebackers. I think our defense should be solid. Got a great coach. Knows a lot of stuff, and
You guys will be in the mix in every
should
game.
be strong. Yeah.
Coach, I want to ask you, you said the team persevered through some really tough games last year, even though they were young. That'll serve them well this year. Tell us about the team coming back.
Yeah, we have a lot of guys coming back. Last year we had 6 seniors in total on the team, 4 starters. A lot of experience. These guys have been around for 2 years now, prior to this starting as sophomores. Lucas had a great year. He was all-county. Those games will help them this year for the hard-coming games this year. Everything's hard-fought. Conference 2's got good teams, and we're the 5 seed. We're going to play a good schedule, so we're pumped.
You heard earlier that some teams marked it on the schedule that it was important when they played you. That was a hurdle game. You need to win that game. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean, most coaches will say the same thing. Every practice is important, every game is important, so we're not looking past anybody. We just take every opponent as hard as we can, get prepared as much as we can, lock in with the kids every day. And if they do that, if we take care of our business, then usually good things take place, and that's what we're expecting.
Great message. Thanks, Coach. New Hyde Park. We're back at Media Day with the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Midnight Madness is their thing. They opened the football season. A lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement. Joined here by Dan Claros, Ryan Jones, Tyreek McClenick, Brian Quiro, Eli McCray, and Tyrese Williams. Tyrese, I want to start with you. How much fun is Midnight Madness?
Well, Midnight Madness is a great experience. We want to always be the first people to come outside and have fun, have a football experience, and be the first one to get at it.
So it seems like you have friends and family show up today, and nobody goes to sleep that night, huh?
Nah.
Everybody's out at football?
Everybody come watch and come have fun with us and really experience the football experience in Roosevelt.
Football is about tradition, and you guys have been doing that for almost 20 years. Coach made that a point that he likes getting you guys out early, building that camaraderie, which is what football is all about. Tell me a little bit about the team this year. Tell me about the offense, the defense.
For this team, we want to come out with superior energy. We want to come out, compete, and be relevant this year.
I think that's always the goal with the coach. He always wants you guys to have that superior energy. It's part of who Joe Vito is. What's most fun football for you?
Fun football to me is creating a good family out of it. I love the family we create in Roosevelt, and I love how we create bonds and friendship.
I'm going to ask you, Tyrese, to give the mic now to Coach Joe Vito. Nice work. Coach, these guys love the Midnight Madness. I watched all our raw video of that night. It looked like it was an event.
Yes, it's as we said, it's a wonderful event. it's something that is our deal. You know, Midnight Madness. It's a great experience for our kids, and the community comes out, and it really is a whole community experience. So it's something that everybody looks forward to each year.
You guys are always in the playoff mix, always a team with a fantastic offense. You lost to Carey last year. Everybody lost to Carey last year. You finished 4-5. What are the goals this year?
So we talked about let's be more competitive than we were last year. We need to bring a real toughness to our defense, and we want to be relevant again. You know, Roosevelt's got a proud tradition, and we want to try to get that back, restore the glory.
Coach, you've seen your teams in conference 4, 3, 2. You've been everywhere, all over the map. You've seen all teams. What do you tell your guys when they're facing teams that they've never seen before?
So that's where the film work comes in, and you know, our kids do a great job of watching film, and I think we do a good job of preparation. One thing I will say, with limited numbers on your roster, you really have to work real hard because they have to learn multiple positions, and these kids are really focused on doing that.
A lot of two-way players?
Yes. Some guys do not come off the field. They're literally on special teams and everything.
And great athletes. Hey, Coach, thanks so much. Roosevelt's Rough Riders, guys. We're back at Media Day here in Oceanside High School with Roslyn Friends Academy, a combined team coached by Stephen Lipsky and Brady Brement, perhaps one of the top 3 kickers on Long Island heading into this season. He hopes to get a lot of opportunities. Last year, Roslyn failed to win a game, but he's confident that won't be the case this year. And Brady, I ask you, what's different in Roslyn Friends this year?
Thank you. Yeah, so having Coach Lipsky now at head coach for a full season, full new coaching staff coming in, the dedication from up top and the commitment has been uncomparable to anything we've had in the past, and everyone on the team is a lot more dedicated. The summer sessions have been great in the off season, and camp has went off to a great start.
Coach told me that he's hoping to get down to a final drive, final seconds, big kick for you to win a game. Is that something that you've kind of dreamed of there at Roslyn?
Yeah, for sure, always. It's always been a dream, and just have to give credit to everyone else on the team to get it to that point.
Nice showing today by your football teammates and Eric Singh, Chris Scholas, Stamati Sidoritis, Ethan Vishnik, and Nate Pribituk. Did I get that right? Well, give it to me. Pribituk. Okay, tough one, but listen, play great football, and they'll all know your name, right? So tell me what's different about Roslyn this year. Tell me about the offense and the defense.
Yes, we have a full new schemes coming in. I can't give away too much of that.
Don't tell anybody.
But we got everything.
None of you guys have ever seen anything they're bringing this year.
We have all new. Everything's to be different from up top and the dedication. So as long as with everyone coming together and the camaraderie, it's going to be great.
Coach Lipsky, yes. These guys have a great attitude. You need the mic for this. I want everybody to hear what you have to say. You got a lot of things nobody's seen for them for this year, right?
Yes.
Don't tell anybody, but tell us how good the team is.
So I just want to say first off that I was their JV coach 2 years ago. Last year I was varsity assistant, and now being their varsity coach, I feel that I've grown up with these kids. I'm so proud to be their coach. Everybody knows what we go through here at Roslyn from Black and Numbers, but the commitment this year has been top-notch compared to years past. We've really bought in on the basics, blocking, tackling, conditioning. So I'm expecting good results this season for sure.
You got it. Roslyn Friends Academy football, guys. Give it up. We're joined by Valley Stream Central and Coach Tom Schiavo. Nelson Frias is going to join me now and talk a little bit about this season. But before we do that, the 6'3", 220-pound linebacker is getting a lot of looks from different colleges for basketball and football. They open up against MacArthur, and the first thing I got to ask is, the move from 1 to 2 isn't that big of a difference, but you guys did okay last year in 1. You finished 3-6, and you take that into this season, you have some momentum at the end of last year. How do you feel about that?
I feel like coming into this season with the momentum that we're going to do very well with new competition, very confident, and we just want to work.
The strength of your team, offense or defense?
Defense for sure.
Have the lines improved?
Oh, tremendously.
A lot of work in the off-season, in the weight room. The roster has grown in size. Some new players that you've added to the team?
Yeah, a lot of freshmen coming up, or like JV players coming from last year, ready to work, hungry.
Nelson, you're joined by Darrell Augustin, Ryan Eichart, Nick LeBron, and Steve Lubin, and all seniors. This is a strong senior class.
Yes.
You guys walked up here, I was impressed. I was like, this is a big group of guys ready to do some damage in conference too. And if you can hand Coach Chiavo the mic. Coach, tell us about this year's team and your expectations.
Well, some of the guys like Nelson have been working hard at this for 4 years. All right, Ryan, Nick, Darrell, Steve. We have a bunch more guys just like them who have been working hard every day for years. And this is their year to shine. We're looking at the move to Conference 2 as, we're not looking at it as a drop-off in competition at all, because we know that Conference 2 is very, very, very tough. And we welcome the challenge. Our big motto at Central is the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. And we try to improve every day. And I'm blessed to be with these guys here today. Thank you very much.
Coach, great job. Valley Stream Central, guys. Welcome back to Media Day here. Nassau Conference 1, kicking it off in style, will be the Farmingdale Dalers. I'm joined by Mike Algano, Josh Kama, Jay Coons, Jack McCarthy, Mateo Morales, Jordan Petzold, Wilson Quintanilla, Thomas Aiden, and Jovens Theodate. The whole team is here, not really, but a tremendous showing by the Dalers. I love it. The enthusiasm is great. Is it going to be another great year over in Farmingdale?
Yeah, we're looking really forward to it. We have a great senior class here. All these guys here that are here, we're all captains this year, so we have a lot of guys worthy to be leaders, and we're ready to go and lead our team to victory.
So last year, a tough loss in the playoffs, a great season. Not spoiled by the one loss, but a lot of motivation for this year to finish the job. Another great team with a lot of talent. What's the strength of this Dalers team?
I think we have an electrifying offense this year, and also our defense is going to be great in the run stop and also in the pass game too.
So you look back at the winning culture over in Farmingdale and the great history that the Dalers have, and you want to be a part of that. Is that something that message goes out every day in practice?
Yeah, 100%. I think we're a really hungry team. We've experienced the playoffs for quite a while now, and I think we're not satisfied until we go out and play all 12 games.
Playing all 12 games means you go to the Long Championship and take out the Suffolk rep.
Mm-hmm.
So, but to get there, you got some tough teams within your own division.
Definitely.
Massapequa, Oceanside, Syosset, they'll have a say in that, as will others.
Yep.
And I'm going to ask Coach to come over and join us, Coach Buddy Krumenacka. One of the great constants in Long Island football is Coach Krumenacka. Coach K has been a legend at Hempstead High School, now at Farmingdale High School, leaving a legacy of winning big football games. And Coach, this is a tremendously talented group. Is this one of your better groups that you've had?
Oh, I think it is. I think that we're very good up front, and when you're very good up front, you're in a position that you could possibly be the champion.
When you look back at last year's run and it was stopped short in the playoffs, what were the things that you said we would get better at this year so that we can get over that hump?
Ball security.
Ball security.
There you go, man.
Control the football, handle the football, no turnovers. And Coach, you've told me for years defense wins championships, and to win the turnover battle, is that something that you guys will focus on this year?
No doubt, because it put us in a bad position a year ago, and that's going to be something that's out of our book this year.
You've had great running backs through 50-plus years of coaching. One of the greatest halfbacks I would have to imagine that you've coached was last year's Josh Kama. Do you expect the same kind of performance this year from Josh?
Oh, absolutely, and he will. His work ethic, his dedication to the game, he'll be as good as a year ago and probably better.
Well, we look forward to another season of Farmingdale football, Coach. Guys, Farmingdale Dalers. We're back at Media Day at Oceanside High School. Nassau Conference 1 joining us now, the Port Washington Vikings. And we're joined by Michael Aselta. And Mike, You guys have been the epitome of 500 the last couple of years, always right there to break through, losing some tough playoff games to Massapequa. How do you expect this season to move forward? How's the experience on the lines?
Yeah, I think we just have to bring the energy, and we have to come out and compete every game. Just trust ourselves and be disciplined, and we'll get better results.
From our view in the media, it seems like Paul Washington gets better year in and year out. Is that true?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, the team just keeps getting better and better. Is it that the feeder system is better, or is it that the coaching is better?
The coaching is better, and just the team believes in ourselves, and we've been doing well, so everybody thinks that we can do well and we can do better.
Across the board, when you look at Port Washington athletics, it looks like a lot of the sports at the school are doing well.
Yeah, totally agree.
Lot of athletes?
Yep, a lot of athletes.
Tell me about your senior class.
Yeah, we got a small senior class, but a bunch of guys who have been playing football for a long time, ready to work, bring the energy. We're really excited for this upcoming season.
You're joined by Dylan Buckley, Jimmy Gannon, Angad Walia, and Harry Innan. Tell me about those guys. They're sitting right next to you. Tell me what they're going to do.
The hardest workers on the team, and we're ready to push each other, and we're ready to push the rest of the team and get really good results in the season.
Coach Kevin Clogacy is going to jump in here. And Kev, I want to ask you about Paul Washington. It seems like we're always talking about the same four teams, and you're right there. You're at a five spot. You know, we're always talking about Massapequa, Farmingdale, Oceanside, Syosset, pretty much, for the most part. But Paul Washington seems to be right there. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think the top teams in the conference, they've got a lot of tradition and culture, and we've been putting a lot of time in trying to recruit from the younger age to compete with those top teams and see where we can take it from there.
What's your expectations for this season?
For us, as Mikey said, it's a small senior class. It's a very big junior class. But for us, we're just trying to get better each day. Right now, it's for practice and then open it up until week 1.
All right, Coach. Good luck. Paul Washington Vikings. We're back at Oceanside High School, Nassau County Football Media Day. Joining me now, the Massapequa Chiefs and head coach Kevin Shippos. Tristan Tarasi, you'll be the first up. You talk to me about defending the Long Island Championship, or is it defending Nassau County Conference 1 first?
I mean, past couple of years it's been about that LIC, and it's the same mission this year. Kind of in the lead of Nassau County Conference 1, so the goal stays the same. It's tradition.
How much fun, and fun might not be the right word, is it playing in a division with Farmingdale and Syosset and Oceanside and the wild football games you guys play in the regular season? I mean, wildly entertaining.
It's definitely fun. I mean, you definitely have those years like 2023 where, I mean, you have an absolutely dominant team, but, that's not really what you're looking for. You want the competitive teams like Farmingdale and Oceanside. That's what makes it fun. You want to come down to those nail-biter games, and that's really what everyone wants to come watch.
Is the Farmingdale-Massapequa rivalry as hot as people think it is?
100%. It only gets better every year.
So people ask me in Suffolk all the time, what's the best rivalry on Long Island? And a lot of the Suffolk County people like to say, it's East Islip, West Islip. And I'm like, nah. You need to go to the backyard brawl and watch Farmingdale and Massapequa, whether it's at Farmingdale or Massapequa. Would you agree?
Yeah, I definitely would.
So from Little League football, PAL football, youth football, growing up in that area, does everybody look forward to those games?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially guys that have older siblings, it's been the same thing for years. I mean, I had older siblings going and watching, their game against Farmingdale, and then that Sunday I would be playing Farmingdale as well. So it's just what you grow up with.
Now, Oceanside's crashed the party for the last decade or thereabouts. They have to be dealt with every year because they have great teams. So those are teams that you look on the schedule. I guess the idea is you don't want to have to play them both 2 times each again, right?
Right.
So seeding matters?
It does, but, we kind of carry the motto of anyone, anytime, anywhere. So last year, like we had them week 0, it doesn't really matter. We'll take any challenge.
Okay, you're joined up here by Anthony Danello, Andrew Padalino, Alex Van Schuyler, Cole Violta, Nolan Weiserick, and Lucas Benucci. This is a team with a lot of experience, and we expect a lot from this Chiefs team. Let's talk to Coach Kevin Shippos. And Kev, I know nobody's going to come to media day and trash talk anybody in the conference because that wouldn't be wise for bulletin board fodder. But we all know how everybody is super ignited and fired up for these big games.
Absolutely, that's what you coach for. That's what you play competitive sports for, is to play the best and see what you're all about. And when adversity hits and when competition is at its highest level, it brings a lot about yourselves and about your team. You find a lot about yourself and the type of culture and the team you have in those situations.
So you've been able to find athletes each year that come in and play a significant role in winning a Lion championship. Last year was Joey Diesso, the quarterback. Do you find guys like that every year that can be that much of an impact player and a contributor?
Well, I mean, it's just the Massapequa athlete. They're confident. They have strong work ethics, and the town just breeds athletes and success. So it's not like it's a rebuild. It's kind of like a reload. The experience has to come through repetition and game play. So we're just excited to see what this group holds. We have 32 seniors. It's a big team, big senior class. So we're excited for what the future holds.
All right, Coach. Good luck defending that title, the Massapequa Chiefs. Back at Media Day here in Nassau County High School football. I'm Greg Sarah from Newsday Sports, joined by the, ready for this? The Oceanside Sailors and Coach Rob Blount. And it's funny because with all the changes to the nicknames, it's all getting convoluted, but quarterback Shane Harmon here will straighten that out for me. They are the 3 seed, one of the top teams on Long Island. And Shane, I have to ask you, is this another year where Oceanside is going to do battle for a championship?
Yeah, we've been working hard this offseason. We got a bunch of guys returning from last season, and we just love to play together. We've been playing together since we were little.
If you were to pinpoint what the big improvements were this year for you guys, what would it be?
I would say our offense got very better during the offseason, and our defense is stepping up really big.
So one of the most impressive fan bases on Long Island is in Oceanside. What do you guys call that corner?
309.
The 309?
Yes.
Yeah, they have their own nickname. I love it. You're joined here by teammates Andrew Guida, Chase Morris, Ryan Pender, Benny Jakovsky, and Michael Lucas. Coach gave me all of the information on guys who were second team All Long Island, who the captains are. It looks like Andrew is headed to SUNY Cortland. You guys are talented. You have a lot of big-time players.
Yeah, we have very good players on our team.
How is the senior class overall?
The senior class is very good. Like I said, we've been playing together since youth football, so we're all on the same page at all times.
If you were to point to the improvements that the team has made this year to get past the top 2 seeds in the conference, what would it be?
I would say we've just been working hard this whole offseason and throughout the winter, and we all stick together all the time.
So, Coach, I'd like to ask you about the improvements that you guys have made over in Oceanside. What's different about this year and having an experienced quarterback in Shane to get you guys over the hump?
I think one of the good things is that a bunch of these guys are up there since freshman and sophomore years, so it's another good 3-year players all together. We have a little bit of a smaller team than we've had in the past. I think just camaraderie and the fact that all team love each other and support each other is going to help us out throughout this year. And we've got the good guys up front coming back. There's talented guys outside, so if we put it all together and big things stay healthy, I hope the thing will fall our way.
When you look back on some of the big games in the conference where there's been a tremendous amount of offense and not a lot of defense, is that something that you guys have looked to improve upon this year?
100%. Usually you sit there in the regular season, you get some high-scoring games, and usually as you get later into November, those numbers start to drop a little bit. So the key to any team winning at the end of the year is you got to play some good defense, you got to run the ball, and you got to be able to possess the ball. And those are things you've heard already today, but that's what all the very good teams try to do.
Win the turnover battle. Okay, thanks, Coach. Oceanside football, guys. We're back at Media Day here at Oceanside High School with the Herrick Highlanders. Yanni Doulis, one of the tri-captains of the football team. And what are you guys looking to do to improve this year, to get into the playoffs and be a force in this conference?
We're really focused on working as a team to be the best team that we can and put the best product out there on the field.
You know, we got a great core, got a lot of guys left, but we think we retain a lot of players, and with those players, we can do a lot of great things.
Shreyan Biswas, Ayan Sharma, your guys are both captains joining us here today. What are their roles on the football team?
You know, we have a returning all-conference player in Ayan Sharma and a big dude in Shreyan Biswas, and I think we're going to get together and we're going to do a lot of great things.
Is that always one of the things that you guys need to add, linemen over in Herrick's? It's always like a challenge to find football guys?
You know, we have guys who are out there and they're ready to put their body on the line to help us win football games, and whoever's in that spot is going to do their job. They're going to do their assignment. They're going to execute.
I love it. Coach Tom Graff, we're looking at a bunch of guys here that can play football. You brought your captains down, and your expectations of this football team this year?
Yeah, high expectations of these guys.
Push that button.
Which one? Yeah, high expectations of these guys. We made the playoffs last year, first time in 30 years. We're looking to continue that with this group as we move forward, and instill that expectation of winning throughout our entire program.
What's different at Herrick's now after making the playoffs for the first time in 30 years? Is there more excitement, more guys coming out for the program?
Yeah, we had a great freshman class. We have over 20 freshmen coming in. We've seen the numbers rise also within our sophomore group, so that's been great. And there's a lot of excitement within the community and through our booster programs and things that we're doing. So we're excited to keep growing that and growing out our base and our youth and seeing where it takes us.
Keep building on the improvement. Good job, Coach. Herrick's Highlanders. We're back at Media Day here at Oceanside High School. Joining me now, the Hempstead Tigers. Amari Collins will speak for the Tigers. He's joined by Jonathan Davis, Jaden Polite, and Christian Sams. And first question is, are the Hempstead Tigers going to the playoffs this year?
For sure. We've last year was a little dry spell because we had a new team, who was young, guys haven't played together. This year, though, we have the experience. We have a lot of core guys coming back. We have a lot of seniors coming back. A lot of juniors going to step up this year, and for sure we'll definitely be back in the playoffs.
Coach Ali told me he was excited about your skill position guys, but the lines have improved. Have you seen that?
Yes, for sure. Our line's been working. Our line's been in the gym. They've been working on their technique. They've been definitely working over the fall camp, spring, all of that.
Who are the leaders of this Hempstead team?
Our leaders are sitting right here on the table. Me, Jaden, Kristen Sams, Jonathan, we all going to step up. We have a senior quarterback. He's just definitely stepping up, trying to be a leader of the team, be more vocal, bring his guys together and all of that.
Getting back to that winning tradition in Hempstead.
Say it again?
You're getting back to that winning tradition in Hempstead.
Yes, definitely will be coming back to winning.
Coach, I got to ask you, you had some success the last couple of years, and you had a little bit of a down year last year. What do you see in this group that's special?
Absolutely, man. I see a group that's worked hard. They took their lumps last year, but it's been since last season ended, in the off season, right into the spring, right into the summer. They've been working hard, and they want to come out on top this year, so we've been working towards that.
You see a lot of maturity in the senior group?
Absolutely. A lot of them have been up with us since they were sophomores, up on varsity, and they've seen the older guys that went to the playoff. They saw how they did it, and they're looking to do that this year.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck. Hempstead Tigers, everybody. We're back at Oceanside High School, site of the Nassau County Media Day for high school football 2025. Joining me now is Plainview-Old Bethpage JFK and Drew Redmansky, the captain of the football team. Last year they went 4-5. Missed the playoffs just barely by percentage points. And Drew, you said right now you guys are building new offensive line, and it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we graduated 3 out of the 5 starting offensive linemen last year. Definitely our center and both of our guards, who are very big boys up front, and were very impactful for our team. So finding new guys to fill those roles will be tough, but I think it's coming along very well, and I think we can have a good season.
And you thought if that offensive line comes together, you have some great skill guys. Talk about some of the skill guys, Jeremy Lassick and Ver Patel and Eric Weinstein, your other co-captains.
Yeah.
Tell us about them.
I mean, I've been playing with them for years now. I mean, they're some of my closest friends too. Just the chemistry that a lot of them have together, especially Eric and Jeremy out of the backfield together. They really make a great duo back there, and Veer on the wideout is incredible receiver.
Nothing like the camaraderie of a football team, the friendship that you guys build and the trust bonds. Coach Brian Gurney, I just wanted to ask you, you guys have always been on the cusp of having that season, making the playoffs, right around 500 all the time. You open on the road this year with Paul Washington. What are your expectations?
Conference 1, everyone knows, tough conference. We took the 9 seed knowing that we were going to be okay this year, and we're up for the challenge. Starting off with Port, especially them being homecoming week 1, it's going to be a challenge for us and could springboard our season into a pretty good season. So, yeah.
Drew seems very optimistic that this offensive line will come together. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, they got some work to do, but overall, I think that they're really going to. The skill guys are going to make them better. Our skill guys is where the strength of our offense is, and then the line's coming together. So.
And Coach, as we know, nobody wins without a great offensive line.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Brian Gurney, Plainview-Old Bethpage JFK. We're back at Media Day at Oceanside High School. Greg Sarah from Newsday Sports with the Hicksville Comets and Coach Ron Modick. Jack Ferraro, the captain, injured last year, back this year at full strength with Jason McLean, Brendan Way, and Julian Waskowiak. Did I do pretty good? Yeah. All right, pretty good. Tell us about the team this year, guys. Last year, a lot of injuries. Did not help a team with a small roster. You finished the season winless. But there's a totally different look for this year. I know you're excited about it.
Yeah, it's a totally different team this year. We have a lot of guys returning. We only had 8 seniors on the team last year, and something different about this year, a lot of guys have commitment and dedication to the team.
So how was the off-season programs? Did you guys do 7-on-7s?
Yeah, we did 7-on-7s. Those went really well. Our offense really exploded, and we are looking forward to big things this year.
So you opened the season against Herrick's. You guys feel that should be a really competitive game?
Yeah, Herrick's is a really great team, and so have the opportunity to play them week 1 is amazing. And I fully believe if we go out there and try our best, we can end up winning.
How are the numbers this year as far as guys coming on the team? Did you guys add a lot of new talent?
No, we have a lot of returning guys, especially at big roles. We lost 2 really good linebackers, really good running back last year, but our main positions are filled.
That's beautiful. And Coach, I'd like to check in with you. When you look at the schedule from one of the lower seeds, it gives you an opportunity to build some confidence and get an opportunity to win a couple football games.
Absolutely. I mean, the schedule is definitely working in our favor. Returning so many guys is also helpful. Having those guys hurt last year, yes, it was a hinder, but this year they were in the weight room, working out hard. I think it's going to be a great year.
Well, your connection from Jack to Julian, quarterback to receiver, was lost last season. You told me earlier you're looking forward to seeing those guys get together this year for a few touchdowns.
Absolutely. They've been working really hard in the offseason. He's doing personal training, and he goes with him as well, and he's doing his own training. So that connection right there is going to be a big one this year.
All right, Coach. Good luck, guys. The Hicksville Comets. We're back at Oceanside High School. Greg Sarah from Newsday Sports with the Syosset football team and Coach Paul Rourke. Ethan Dizon, the quarterback, who did great in the quarterback challenge, will speak with Dylan Marvin, Austin Cohen, and Jackson Adler. And Syosset always seems to be right on the cusp of being that team, giving everybody a tough game. Oceanside, Farmingdale, Massapequa, but right there. And the one year you guys won the Lion Championship, you crushed everybody. This team looks like it's on the cusp of doing something special. From your view as the quarterback, what do you see?
I see a bunch of guys that, are close together this year, a lot closer than last year. Definitely all want that same end goal, which is a county championship, then an LIC. And we all believe here on this table and everyone else that is on the team that we have the ability to win the whole thing.
When you get off to a fast start in this Conference 1, there's always another team coming up in the schedule, so you really can't look past anybody. And you guys know that as well as anybody. But what is the message from the coaching staff to inspire the Syosset football players? What do they tell you guys when you have those big games coming up against Farmingdale and Oceanside and Massapequa and some of the other teams are right in the middle of the road, like Plainview and Port Washington, Hempstead? What do they tell you?
Honestly, just to play physical, play as a team, play together. Our motto is together. So that's a big thing. We have to always play together, be together. We'll go through thick and thin together, no matter what happens.
You're jumping into a position now, and you're a fantastic talent, but you're coming in behind one of the top quarterbacks last year, and someone that could have led you guys a little deeper into the playoffs and was injured. Did you learn a lot last year playing behind him?
Definitely. He was definitely a big role model in, playing quarterback and being a leader on and off the field. And he definitely showed me the ropes of how to be a varsity level quarterback.
I'm going to ask Coach now. Coach, when you look at the experience in your team, press the mic, you look at the skill positions, especially the quarterback position. You've had some great quarterbacks. He's another one in a long line of skilled guys at the position. Is that something you pride yourselves on?
Yeah, the quarterback is the guy that kind of makes it go offensively. So he takes on a lot of responsibility, kind of coach on the field, leadership role. Big part of what we do.
You look at the conference, do you circle games on the schedule, say this is the big one, or that's the big one, or are they all important games?
No, it's always one game at a time, Greg. Like and you know that better than anybody. As soon as you start looking past somebody, it's over. Anybody in this conference can get after you, and it can be over pretty quick.
Syosset football is always in the mix, guys. Let's give it up for Syosset. Joining us now in Media Day here at Oceanside High School, Nassau County Football, are the Uniondale Knights. And we're going to speak with Jaden Garland and Abelardo Peralta. And Jaden, I got to ask you, last year you guys were 2-6, but you lost 3 games by less than a touchdown. Those are hard losses to take. Can you improve on that this year?
Yeah, tough losses. I feel like we can improve, definitely. We changed a lot on our offensive scheme. Got a good run defense, pass defense. I have high hopes for this season.
When you look at the guys that are coming up from the JV and the guys that have come onto the varsity, have you added a lot of talent?
100%. There's a lot of people coming from JV. Yeah, I have high confidence. We got a good receiving core.
You guys were appropriately seeded number 11 this year, so it gives you a little bit of relief in the schedule, but I don't know how much relief you can get in Conference 1. Everybody's pretty good.
Definitely got a lot to prove. Actions speak louder than words.
So, Coach Adrian Berry, you played with William Stanback back in the day, one of the greatest high school football players in Uniondale history, now playing pro football in Canada. You look at this squad, you have a lot of athleticism. What are your goals as a coach to get them to a playoff spot?
Like Jaden said, we had a pretty strong defense last year where they kept us in a lot of games that we probably should have been not as close where those one-score games. Looking to improve on our scoring. Our offense is firing off all cylinders right now in practice, so looking to put up a lot more points this year.
All right, Coach, I appreciate it. Uniondale football, guys. Nassau County Football Media Day here at Oceanside. Joining me now, Westbury Football and Coach Charles Savalas. We're speaking with Matt Mitchell. And Matt, last year you guys were 4-4. You're a captain of this team. You lost out on a playoff spot by just percentage points. So that must be a motivating factor for this year's team.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, 100%.
Do you see a lot of improvement on the offense and the defense? Where do you see the most improvement? Maybe on the lines?
Honestly, I see the most improvement on our skill positions. Our defensive back got better. The DB core, running back core, our receiver room got way better, exponentially better. The line's work in progress, but, we're working.
He projects well, even without the mic. The mic went off on you, but you still had the juice. I like it. Yeah, fix that. There you go. Yeah, I like what you said. So you're looking at everybody as a leader. Are you pumping guys up in practice and keeping guys focused?
Yeah, all the time. With sprints, don't matter. We hit in sprints, doing county fair, doesn't matter what we're doing.
Mark Camille, Jason Clark, Silas Pratt, these guys are players to your left. This is a playoff team.
Yeah, it is.
I like it. Tell me more about them.
Honestly, these two, this is my left side of my line right here. This is my strong safety. Everybody here play both ways. We're not the biggest team, but probably got the biggest heart out there. Mark Camille, he played defensive end for me. We just moved Jason Clark back to linebacker. Silas, he out here playing. He's playing safety.
You said not the biggest team, but when you guys come up, you guys are all in pretty good shape. You guys hit the gym, didn't they?
Oh yes, sir.
I like it, Coach. So you look at this group of kids and you say to yourself, we could do some damage. But you're in Conference 1 and the schedule's not so easy. Tell everybody, why is Westbury football going to make the playoffs this year?
Well, we try to improve every year, and we always set the standards. Where we finished off the year before, we'll try to do better than that year. last year we came one game away, so we think we're right there at that point now. We started to break it there.
Coach, you felt they were committed to the gym this year. Was there a big difference in the strength coming into camp?
100%. We do testing before the season even start, and we do testing right before we get into work, and everyone improved strength-wise, so we're hitting our goals.
Was anybody stronger than you?
Not yet. Not yet.
All right, guys, Westbury football, give it up. It's Media Day here at Nassau Conference 4 at Oceanside High School. I'm joined now by Carl Place and Alex Rothstock. He's with a bunch of teammates, Joe Buffalino, Aiden Butt, Mo D'Alessandro, Luke Parisi, Vincenzo Pisani, and Justin Powers. Guys, last year you had a fantastic year. You finished 5-4, won most improved team in Nassau Conference 4 after 3 consecutive seasons of 1 win. Do we improve on that this year?
Yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement. We were just starting to change the way that Carl Place football has been looked at, and we're ready to progress further.
So for a time was Carl Place combined with another school, and now you guys are out on your own, right?
Yeah, we were combined with Wheatley for a couple years, and we just split with them last year, and we gained some success after splitting with them.
Why the change in the winning attitude and the culture? What's been the difference? I know your coach, Paul Selhorn, it was his first year. He must have done something to ignite this program.
He really changed the way that we think about football and act on our program. We were always seen as underdogs at Carl Place, and now we're trying to be playoff contenders.
When you look at the team, Alex, and you've been on the varsity now for a couple of years, what's the biggest improvement that you've seen?
I think our line is our biggest strength right now. And since we've only had one senior leave, we have a lot of progression to be made on our line, even though that's our biggest strong point.
Coach, I'm going to ask you, you guys got the 11 seed. It's another year of rebuilding on a great year from last year for being 5-4. Sorry about that. You guys have a problem with the mic. But when you look at your team and your program from the bottom up, the foundation, what makes you most proud in your first year?
In the first year, when I came into this program, and I was at Carl Place prior for 15 to 16 years, went to Seaford, came back, I saw what Seaford had, I knew what we needed to have at Carl Place, and the in-season, off-season program needed to be implemented at Carl Place, and 7-on-7s in the summer, and the weight room has been humongous for us. That's why we brought our line here, because we were pretty big up front, and we only lost one, but the line has been the improvement, and they're getting stronger in the weight room.
So this year we dedicated at Newsday Sports every week. We're going to recognize an offensive line in the Gridiron Greats. So I would fully expect that this group would be a Gridiron Great at one point.
Oh, absolutely. There's definitely, you might have a couple, but we'll see what comes out of here, who does what for the Carl Place team.
All right, Carl Place football, guys. Frankie Sarah of Newsday Sports here at Oceanside High School. It's Media Day for Nassau County football. We're in Nassau Conference 4 with the Cold Spring Harbor Seahawks, coached by John Mandreski, and we're here with Jack Wheelahan, the senior captain. He's joined by teammates Rex O'Connor, Jaden Saunders, Lucas Sliwak, Ben Stark. And guys, you guys were right there last year to win a Nassau County championship, played with, toe-to-toe with the best teams in the division, and came out just a little bit short, 7-1 in the regular season, 8-2 overall. What should we expect from the Seahawks this year?
Yeah, so we had a fantastic team last season, but we've got a lot of great guys coming in this year that are seniors. We've got a lot of skill guys that we've been working together for a long time. So, yeah, this is really our year that we think we're going to show what we've been working on.
How do you replace players like Grayson Meek?
Yeah, Grayson Meek is a really strong guy. We've got a new incoming player. He's going to be a junior this year, Lincoln Shaw. He's a very strong guy also, so he's got big shoes to fill. But
the strength of the Cold Spring Harbor team last year was it was a methodical offense that scored a lot of points, but it was more about the defense. Your defense could really get after it. Is it going to be the same thing this year?
Yeah, we had a great defense last year, and we expect to have another great defense this year. Our secondary got even stronger, in my opinion, and we have a lot of great guys up front. So, yeah, I think we have a well-rounded defense.
Coach Mandreski, when you look at this team and you look at the overall experience, Can this group play with teams like Plainedge and Seaford and the top teams in the division?
I hope so.
Yeah.
We've had some success in the past couple of years with those guys, but the top of the conference is tough. Plainedge is always a perennial powerhouse. Seaford, same thing. Having Lynbrook come down to us is going to be, somebody we got to look at too. So, we hope we can just, kind of play our game and hang with those guys if we can steal a couple games here and there.
Coach, how hard is it to maintain that level of excellence that you have in this district, similar to Seaford, where you win every year? How do you fulfill those rosters and keep it at that high level?
I'll be honest, I credit the kids more than me, the players. I feel like we do a good job of doing a lot with a little. If we hit 30 in a roster, that's a big year for us, for varsity. So we're usually sitting between that 23, 26 range. It's a testament to the players. They buy in. We got a lot of guys who go both ways, as a lot of the guys in Conference 4 do. And they just, they buy in, they listen to what we're telling them, and it works out.
Great athletics through and through at Cold Spring Harbor. Great athletes. Cold Spring Harbor, everybody. It's Nassau County Media Day High School football, and we are with the East Rockaway Rocks and Coach Russell Pager. Joining us is Michael Tizio, Tristan Rose, Marcus Knight, Terry Hayes, and Jethro Jacquette. And Jethro, you guys made the playoffs last year. You beat Seaford in the regular season, and huge win for the program. And then they beat you in the playoffs. How's things look for this year? Have you brought back a lot of experience, and how you guys feeling about 2025?
We graduated majority of our starting lineup, and like most of them were seniors, and now we're bringing back a new line. We have sophomores coming up. We have juniors coming up, and we have returners like myself, Tristan, Terry, and Michael Tizio, and we're the captain, senior leaders, and we're bringing some experience to the new kids on the team.
How excited were you for the start of this season? Just getting ready all summer, and now here you are. You're at media day, football's ready to go. It's beautiful outside, great weather, it's not hot.
Very excited, way cooler than last year, and we had a strong summer camp. We had a lot of kids coming in, and new kids, young kids that they really want to win.
They're buying into the program?
Yeah.
You gotta love that. And Coach, year in and year out, you put a good product on the field. You guys are always competitive. Last year was special. It ended in a tough loss to Seaford. And what is your outlook for this year? What do you see?
Listen, we have a lot of kids who graduated last year, so we have a lot of new kids going to step up. But they're doing a good job. They went in the weight room. We came out to 7-on-7s. They worked hard, and they believe in the program. They believe in our offense. We control the ball. If we control the ball, we can win any game.
When you look back at the last couple of years, and we've been doing this for a long time, was the Seaford win last year one of the bigger ones in school history?
It was a big one.
Okay.
It was a big one. We've had a bunch of them. Being a small school and having a roster of 18, 22 guys, it's tough. So, last couple of years, Seaford was big. We beat Cold Spring when they were the Long Island champs. We were one of the ones who beat them about 4 years ago. So, we've had some big ones, but that was definitely big. Seaford, they're a great program, and they've been great over the years. So it was a nice one to get our year going.
Yeah, they are the model of consistency, and you have had big wins. I do remember the Cold Spring Harbor win. That was huge. Look, we're looking forward to East Rock this year, guys. Have a great season. East Rockaway, everybody. We're back at Oceanside High School, Nassau County Media Day for high school football. We're in Nassau Conference 4 with Island Trees, and we'll start with Maximus Dykeman, a captain, big part of the team last year when they went 4-4 in the regular season. Lost a close game in the playoffs to Cold Spring Harbor. They'll get the 6th seed this year. And Maximus, looks like you guys have a lot of returning talent, a lot of experience. Tell us about the team.
Yeah, so our whole line pretty much is returning. We graduated one senior from the line, so that's looking pretty good right there. Our backfield, we lost pretty much our whole backfield. We got our quarterback, he's returning, which is good. So we're just trying to fill in those running back spots and get ready to go. I'm thinking right now we're looking pretty good. We did our 7-on-7s. We went to the weight room. We're getting big. We're getting strong. Ready to come out here and try to mess some people up. We're looking pretty good, I think.
You're joined by Aiden Ciccione, Justin Feldman, Sean Navarrete, and Engad Singh. And I know your guys all agree with you and you guys are pumped up. It's nice to go into a season with a positive outlook. You seem to have a lot of confidence. Do you look at any part of the schedule as like that's the toughest part of our schedule? And no, we'll take it one team at a time.
I like focusing one team at a time, one game at a time. So that's how I look at it, and I think that's how most of us look at it. We just get one and then the next one. You know, we can't look towards the end of the season when we got to play our first game first.
That's a good job. Coach Ryan Vinberg, you know, I love his confidence. Maximus seems to be, you know, the right guy to be a captain because you only want the captain to be positive. What do you foresee for your team this year? What do the Bulldogs look like?
I think Max said it the best, where we have a strength of our team on the line coming back. We have our quarterback coming back. We have Aiden, our fullback coming back, and middle linebacker. So we do have some good core guys coming back, and we brought up some JV guys from last year that are going to fill in some spots that we missed, some graduating wingbacks. But we're looking to improve from our record from last year, and looking forward for the playoffs.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Island Trees Bulldogs. It's Media Day here in Oceanside, and we're with Locust Valley and Coach Michael Gilbert. Liam Baker will represent the team. He'll have Aiden Russo, who is very serious and means business today up here, and Nick Ardelian. Guys, good year last year. You're seed 4 this year. 4-4, lost to the Long Island champions in the playoffs, the Wantagh team. Things are looking up. You open up against Oyster Bay. How's the team looking, Ken?
Yeah, I mean, we got 9 returners on defense and 8 on offense, so a lot of experience and just trying to build each day.
Is this a team that we can expect to see a lot of points from, or a defensive-minded team?
I mean, definitely looking for both, but our defense is very strong. Offense, we're putting things together. We got returners in the backfield and working on the quarterback spot, and our wideouts are good as well.
Most teams focus on that offensive line. How's your offensive line look?
Yeah, we got 3 returners on the offensive line. Got to fill in our center and right tackle. We have 2 upcoming juniors doing a great job of that throughout camp.
And Coach Gilbert, you know, you look at these guys and, you know, they're all business and they come up here and very business-like. I like it. Is that their mentality on the field during practice?
Yeah, we take everything, you know, day by day. Something they say to each other every day in practice is day by day they get better and better until they can't be beat. So until we reach our goal of being considered one of the better teams in our conference, we're going to be all business until then.
So your focus right now is, instead of being looked at as a middle-of-the-road program, you want to break into that upper echelon so people are mentioning your team name with the other team names.
Yeah, that's the goal.
All right, Coach. Well, let's see if that happens this year. Good luck to you guys at Locust Valley. Locust Valley, everyone. We're having fun on Media Day. Today, we are going to talk to the Lynbrook Owls. Chris Mangieri, the senior captain, strong safety. And we're going to hear from Chase Samuelson, the senior captain. He's the team quarterback. They're joined by Tony Lazary and Michael Potash. And first thing I want to ask you, Chris, is last year you guys had some really close football games. You had a great season, finished 5-3. You lost a tough one in the playoffs to Floral Park. Tell us about this year. What are you guys looking to do?
Well, last year's over. We're all about this year now. We're trying to make a run in the playoffs. It's all about getting to Hofstra, but right now we're about Malverne, week 0.
So week 0, your first game, opening game is against Malverne, a really good football team coached by Tito Lockwood. What do you see that's different for this year's team from last year's team? Where's the improvement?
Our weight room, our off-season has always been very big for us. Winter, spring, summer lifting. We got a 43-man roster and 35-plus guys in the weight room.
You got to love it. People are dedicated to the weight room. It will change your season. And Chase, offensively, Chris told me earlier that the wide receivers on your team are special, extra special. Talk about those guys.
I agree. I feel like they make me a lot better. This season, 7-on-7 at Oceanside, we really dominated there. Yeah, it was very fun, and just go balls to Tim O'Daya all day.
You got to love that. Did you dominate Oceanside?
Yes, we did. We have a game
Absolutely. I
scrimmage.
like that. I like that. You don't have to play them in conference play, so you can say that.
We have a game
So-
scrimmage against them, actually.
Oh, you
Coming
do?
up. Yep.
Heads up. Lynbrook football, looks like you guys are right there in the mix for the top of the division with Plainedge, Cold Spring Harbor, Seaford. Wantagh is gone. They moved up to 3. They're back in 3. Your outlook on the team this year?
I really like it. I feel like everyone's bought in, over 85% attendance rate, and during the off-season weight room. So many people in the 1,000-pound club. I think we're ready, yeah.
I love the confidence in you guys. Hey, guys, Lynbrook football. North Shore football is up next here on Media Day for the Nassau County football coaches, and we're sitting here with James Camardella, the quarterback of the football team, Jake Bartolucci, Daniel Stifler, and Thomas DePinto. You guys last year were 5-3 in the regular season, lost a tough game in the playoffs to Plainedge, and you're seeded 9th this year because it's such a small senior class. How do you continue to win and keep that winning tradition with a smaller senior class?
I believe it's a big heart thing, going in, strong mindset, and really doing whatever we can to make sure we're the best team.
You were talking about your receivers before. Who's your top receiver?
Landon Brown, he's a quick, agile receiver, and going to be looking for him downfield.
Guy that can get after it. And you have some big games early in the season, but you guys are looking at it, let's just get through that opener and get a win under our belt.
Yeah, of course. Got to go in each week with a winning mindset, take it 1 week at a time.
What's different this year with North Shore football?
I mean, we're going to be a young squad. It's going to be finding the best fit for guys and staying committed, but we're ready to learn and do whatever it takes to win.
Does that fall on the quarterback to be a leader and to be patient with younger players?
Yeah, of course. It falls on all of us. I mean, we got to step up and encourage everyone to take this seriously. It's no joke.
I like that, James. And Coach, when you look at this group of guys and you have a very mature quarterback in James Camardella, what is it that is going to make you successful this year in 2025?
Well, I think it's the mindset of coming out every day and working hard. I tell them every day, every drill that you're doing, you're trying to make yourself better. If you do that every day, that's a championship mindset. It's always the small things, so we focus on those. Hopefully we'll have a great season and some competitive football against great teams in this conference.
I love it, Coach. The Vikings of North Shore, everyone. It's Media Day here in Oceanside, Nassau County football style, and we are with Oyster Bay, the Baymen, and we are joined by twins Joseph and George Henry, 2 captains, senior captains, Sean Lawrenson and Anthony Chaudette. Guys, make no mistake. We know that you guys go out there and give it everything you got every year, and some years are tougher than others with the smaller roster. But 2 years ago, you told me, George, that it was the first time you guys made the playoffs in 19 years. And that's the goal this year as seniors for you and your brother and the whole team. And you guys are the leaders. And, Joe, you can expand on that.
Yeah. So last year we were in a bit of a rebuilding stage. We lost 17 seniors, and that's a lot of depth for our team, knowing how small our school is. But we had the benefit of having younger lines. So now this year they know the varsity experience, and so we could really, take positive on that.
So the lines are experienced. You guys are in the backfield. Joe, the quarterback. George is the running back. When you look at the overall team, the kids that are coming up, the younger players, is it enough to win a couple of games this year and to maybe make those playoffs?
Oh, yeah, of course. So we have this mantra of competing. Like, we all work hard, but competing is how we all get better, having a smaller roster. And so these younger kids saw us winning, 2 years ago and, ultimately making the playoffs. And that's the standard that we want to raise.
That's fantastic. And Coach Andrew Caramico, is this the type of mindset that you want, this attitude right here, positivity?
Absolutely. I mean, they touched upon it. We work hard since I've been out in this program, but we want to bring back that competitive nature in our practices. With a smaller roster, there's not really a lot of competition in terms of position, but if we are competing with each other every day, we'll be ready to go on game day.
All right, Coach, I love it. Guys, good job. Oyster Bay, everybody. It's Media Day here at Oceanside High School, Nassau County style. And Plainedge football joins me now. Talk about style. These guys have been winners for the better part of the last 2 decades. Last winning a Long Island championship in 2021. Lost to Wantagh last year in the chip. Very good football games. Dylan Feller is going to speak for the team. Tell us about the Red Devils this year. You guys on a mission?
100%. Here at Plainedge, our goal is always to go undefeated, unscored upon. With this, we got a ton of returning players this year with this high-powered offense and this gritty defense. I mean, I don't think there's a team out there that can stop us this year.
You're joined by Dominic Agavino, Jaden Camp, Taylor Nitch, Jackson Torres, Bobby Westcott, and Dimitri Vardamarkos. I did pretty good with that, didn't I, Dimitri? There you go. So when you look at the Plainedge schedule and you see all the good teams out there in National Conference 4, and you don't look too far past that, right? Is that something that you guys that have been on the varsity for a couple of years, you don't look past anybody?
Yeah, I mean, every game for us is a marker. We try to see how good we're doing when we get to those games, what we can improve on, what we've done good at, and, but come playoffs, every game matters, So, but these games are all markers just to see how good we're doing so far.
Last year you played with a sophomore quarterback. He's back, a junior captain in Jackson Torres. One of the finest quarterbacks on Long Island, great baseball player, great athlete. Is that something that just makes you guys feel even more comfortable with winning moving forward because you have a guy who's a leader and established athlete?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we have a ton of juniors that are going to start this year, including Jackson. And with Jackson, he could throw the ball the entire field. So we love that we can be able to throw the ball, be able to run the ball, basically do anything on offense. And, yeah, it's great that he's just a junior. He's still learning, and next year he'll be even better than he is right now.
All right, we're going to pass it over to Coach Rob Shaver. Nice job, Dylan. And, Rob, again, you're in another situation where you're the 1 seed and you're the hunted, not the hunter. Are you comfortable in that situation?
Yeah, we're very comfortable in that. But the seeding means nothing. That's just people's opinions. So, like I said before, Dylan hit it on the head. We feel pretty good with our guys that are coming back. Last year we were very inexperienced. We really struggled in some spots. But this year we feel a little more confident having guys back. A pretty good stat. In my career, when we've had our returning quarterback back, we're like 76-5. So
that's a pretty impressive record. The Red Devils, everyone, Plainedge football. And we're back at Oceanside High School here on Media Day for football. Nassau Conference 4 style. I've had a lot of fun with this conference. Seaford, the benchmark for winning in this conference year to year. A little bit of an unusual year last year, 4-4 in regular season play, ended up 5-5 on the season. Kind of a different kind of feel. Went into the playoffs, had a really heartbreaking loss on a Hail Mary pass against Plainedge last year in the playoffs. And we're with Matt Kind, and he's joined by Aiden McNamara, Brian Falk, and Michael Spinella. And Matt, I got to ask you, that had to be a heartbreaker last year.
Yes, it definitely was. We lost a real hard-fought game to a well-coached Plainedge team, and that was the turning point for our team. Now we're all balled in, we're all into the team, and we are ready to come back and get that Hofstra game back and to take it even further this year.
So, Matt, when you talk about last year, you also had a coaching change. You came in late. You guys really weren't set up through the beginning of the preseason. Kind of unfair to the team. You're a two-way lineman, and communication on the line is altogether important. Tell me about that coaching change and how things have steadied now, how everything is.
Yes, definitely. We've got a whole new coaching staff. They joined us late last year, and it was remarkable how quick the whole staff, including Coach Mike McHugh, they all bought into us right away, and we got the wheels rolling. But now, this year, we got them the whole summer. We have so much more time with them, and I'm excited to see how things would change and how much better we could become.
So we're going to pass the mic down to Michael Spinella, who is also a captain. He's the quarterback of the team. And Mike, you're excited about this season. It's your senior year. This could be the year for the Vikings, right?
Yes, I'm very excited. The team's looking great, looking miles ahead of what we were last year, and I'm just very excited to get to work with the guys.
A lot of work put into 7-on-7s, as most teams do here on Long Island. The guys are hitting the gym. Some really big people walking through here today on Media Day. And I'm going to send it over to Mike McHugh, the head coach. And Mike, when you look at this team and you look at how far they've come, last year in some ways Seaford style, it was a disappointment, but it was still a winning season, but not Seaford style. These guys expect to do a lot more damage this year.
Absolutely. Seaford, over in Seaford, we consider ourselves a football town. Most of these guys, all these guys up here on the stage, they've been playing football since they're 5 years old in the Broncos. They put a lot of time and effort. Last season was last season. Most of these juniors, if not all of the juniors that came up, we had a meeting at the end of the year, and we put last year to bed. Last year was last year. These guys went out in the off-season in the winter, starting January, they hit the weight room. After the weight room, we continued that all the way through 7-on-7s over at Wantagh. We played against some good competition. These guys stepped up. They really did a lot to get that Seaford winning tradition back.
Football galvanizes communities, guys. What they're doing over in Seaford is special, and they've been doing it for a long time. Give it up for Seaford. We're back at Oceanside, Nassau County Football Media Day. I'm Greg Sarah from Newsday Sports. We're in Nassau Conference 4. Stepping in is the West Hempstead Rams, and Joseph Suarez Ortiz will be their speaker. He's with Kevin Rivera and Jameer Houston. And Joseph, you know, you're a two-way lineman, O-line, D-line guy. You've played for 4 years in the program. Is this going to be a special year for the Rams?
I feel like it is, yes. I feel like we have a bunch of young guys coming in, and I feel like we have a lot of chemistry together, and I feel like we can make a impact in this league.
Last year, you guys lost in the playoffs to Seaford. You're seeded 8th this year. I think you can surprise a lot of people. Coach said you guys have a lot of talented skill position guys on this team.
Yeah, we do have a lot of talented guys. We have a lot of talented guys in the backfield, also on the line, and also I feel like we can make that a really pretty good game.
So let's talk to Coach Dom Carey. And Dom, you know, you look at this team and you say, we could compete with anybody. And you've been in a lot of tight games last year. Your record finished at 4-4. Your outlook with this group?
You know, just getting the right kids in the right spots. We, you know, we want to control the ball and play good defense, and you know, keep the game tight. And you never know at the end. It's high school football at the end of the day, and you know, you want to just limit your mistakes and control the ball and achieve.
What was the challenge putting this roster together to make you guys a viable playoff contender?
You know, with having such a small roster and guys that could do a lot of the similar things, finding who could do what the best in what spots.
Hey guys, let's give it up for West Hempstead football. We close Nassau Conference 4 with one of the all-time great teams in the conference. A lot of history at Malverne. Coach Keto Lockwood joins us. His captain, senior Jaden Jungra, will be his speaker with Brian Major, Devondre Martin, Jace Richards, and Chris Tucker. And Jaden, you'll be the quarterback this year. Last year, you guys had one of those seasons where it just seemed like you lost so many games in the last minute. You lost by less than a score 4 times. What will be different this year?
Definitely here to compete this year, win a lot of football games, bring back a lot of people. A lot of our line is coming back. And
how do you keep the mindset positive with a lot of guys that experience such tough losses? How do you get through that so that that doesn't happen again this year?
we all have the common goal to win football games, so I think we're all here to compete and we all have the same common goal.
Seeded 7th, a lot of good players, a lot of athletic players. How are the offensive line, how is that being put together? Does it look like it's pretty good? I mean, it's something you should be concerned with.
Yes, sir.
Do you like your offensive line?
Yes, sir. Love them.
You have to say that. Let's talk to Keto Lockwood. Keto, he's smart. He came up with the right answer for that because you got to love the offensive line, right?
Of course.
Keto, when you look at the team and, you know, your quarterback's got great personality and the guys are real serious up here, they want to turn that around from what happened last year. Do you see that happening?
Yes, Greg, growth is the key. These guys got a year of experience, varsity experience under their belt. And the experience, like you mentioned, those 4 games, losing less than 6 points as a score. Part of that is what we've been focusing on, mental toughness, and hopefully along with the experience and another opportunity to go at it and compete together, we can overcome some of that.
You look back at the strong history in the Malverne program, and I know it's always been your goal to bring it back to that height. Is that something that it starts now after last year's 3-6 record?
Well, absolutely. a year ago, actually 2 years ago, we took a major blow. We graduated 20-plus seniors, so we felt like last season was a rebuilding stage. And once again, like I said, we emphasize on growth. These guys got another year of experience, varsity experience under their belt, and that'll give them the opportunity to do so this season.
Hey guys, Malverne football.
We're here at Oceanside High School for the Nassau Media Day. We're here with Bethpage kicking off Nassau Conference 3. Up next to me I have Jack Poppy alongside Chase Soliday and James LePetri along with Coach Pete Zito. Jack, I'll start with you. I mean, you guys went 4-5 last year, made the playoffs as the 8th seed. What was that experience like of getting in the playoffs and, getting some playoff experience?
Yeah, we squeaked in with the 8th seed last year. We played Garden City. We played a really good Garden City team. But this year, coming in with really high hopes. We got a lot of returning players. I feel like every day we come into practice with energy. We play fast and physical. Our line, that's probably our strongest point. Left to right, we got big boys ready to move bodies. So,
you mentioned playing Garden City. Obviously, that is some tough competition. What does playing a team like that in the playoffs do for the returning kids of this team? What can you learn from that experience?
Yeah, playing a team like Garden City, really, they play good football, and teams that we're gonna play this year, I don't think are gonna play like Garden City. So, if we can, that's what I think.
Yeah. You mentioned the strong point of this team is the offensive line. You probably have to say that because you're an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
What about this offensive line makes it the strong point of this team?
We play together. We play as a unit. We move as a unit. We get off the ball at the same time. We play together. That's what makes us good.
We'll pass it off to Coach Zito here. Coach, what have you kind of seen from this O-line in training camp so far?
Definitely one of the more experienced lines we've had in a bit. We also have a little more depth I think we have in the past. Our JV, I think last year their offensive line was the strength of that group. So just got to kind of mesh and become cohesive and just figure things out up there so we can get the ball rolling.
And what do you think is the ceiling for this team this year?
Coming as a 6th seed, but we hopefully will play above that. We want to be able to compete against anybody that we step on the field with, and just put our best foot forward and just compete and see what happens.
Awesome, everybody. Bethpage.
We're back at Oceanside High School for the Nassau Football Media Day. Still in Conference 3. I got Carey right next to me, with Mike Agostino speaking alongside of Christian Anaya, Giancarlo Carbone, Justin DiPietro, Tristan Hickes, James McGrath, Mark Vera, and Coach Mike Stanley. Mike, you guys are obviously the reigning Long Island Conference 2 champions. What was that experience like, winning a Long Island championship last year?
It was definitely like a great experience. We had a great team last year, but this year we're just trying to repeat and do the same thing.
For the kids that are returning from that team last year, what kind of can you learn from that experience, and how can you bring it into this year in a new conference?
We got a lot of guys, like all 6 or 7 of us who played in big-time games last year. So, just got a lot of experience, and we've got to work hard and get back to it.
What's new for this team this year?
We got a lot of young guys who are learning and getting better and trying to get a starting spot, but we got a lot of returners who just are ready to start and have a good year.
We'll pass it off to Coach Mike Stanley real quick. Coach, obviously, the defense is one of the strongest of this team. You got Justin DiPietro returning Fladley and Pioneer Award winner. What can we expect from this defensive unit this year?
Yeah, it's hard to say after 3 days of practice. I think that there's like Mike said, these 7 guys, we have an idea what we'll expect from them. They made major contributions down the stretch for us in November, so we'll look to them to lead us. But we got a lot of young guys, as Mike also said, and those guys are going to have to learn the way and step up. So we like what we've seen so far in the off season and preseason, but we just got to keep working.
And Coach, 12-0 last year, 21-2 the last 2 years. Moving back to Conference 3, just how are you going to continue that winning tradition?
Regardless of what the record is, our blueprint's kind of the same. Whatever we do in the off season, preseason, and throughout each and every practice, it doesn't really change. So, we feel like we have again a good, strong group of kids coming back, and we just got to keep working to get better and not read headlines or clippings or any of that nonsense because it's not going to help us. We just got to work every day.
Carry football, everyone. We're back at Oceanside High School, Matt Lindsay Newsday Sports. In the Conference 3, we got Clarke. Right beside me, I have Justin Montez, alongside Ryan Connolly, Michael Iadavia, Jake Thakar, and Coach Kevin O'Hagan. Clarke last year, 4-5, just barely missed the playoffs. Justin, what do you guys remember from that end of the season last year, being so close to making the playoffs?
We definitely had a nice stretch that we definitely could have put a little bit more power into it and could have definitely had a different outcome, but that's not how it went for us, which is all right because this year, I'm trying to look for a different outcome.
What's going to be different this year about this team?
It's all seniors except the exception of Jake Thakar, our junior, and on both sides of the ball, it's going to be 11 seniors, so we have a lot of chemistry. We have a lot of depth, really, too. So it's going to be fun.
Last year, the defense was a really strong unit, right? And you guys are returning a lot of that unit. What can you tell me about the defense and what's going to make it so unstoppable this year?
Our defense, everybody can play defense. Like, we have so many guys, so many guys on the bench that could be starting, but they're not because we have guys that are capable of doing more. So our defense is going to be special. That'll be special.
Let's pass it off to Coach O'Hagan. Coach, Justin was just talking about having a ton of seniors on this team. What can you say about the leadership that this whole team is going to bring?
This senior group is a group that we've been looking forward to for a long time. There's a lot of depth, a lot of experience. A lot of guys have been up on varsity for 2, if not 3 years. And I think last year was a good learning experience for them. I'm expecting to take the next step this year and hopefully make a trip back out.
We talked about the defense. What can we expect from the offense this year?
Offense, we've got a ton of talent.
Our quarterback's probably one of the best in the whole conference, if not the county. We've got skill position players, depth in each position too, which is very important in football. And our offensive line is going to step up and have a good year, and we're going to be dangerous, I think, running the ball and throwing the ball this year.
Awesome. Clarke football, everybody. Back at Oceanside High School, continuing in Nassau Conference 3. I've got division next to me with Tim Stanley, the quarterback, alongside of Aiden Morellis, Fatah Hira, Jack Escobar, James Armelino, Jason Perez, Joe Angelata, that was close, and Coach Joe Hartman. Really good showing, 7 players from division who went 3-5 last year, just missed the playoffs, but a really good year for quarterback Tim Stanley. Was Don Snyder Award nominee. Tim, how do you plan to build off of your success last year individually?
Just continuing to work and bond with my guys and bond with the receivers because gotta trust that they're gonna come down with the ball, and especially that line because they're the ones protecting me up there.
How do you think this entire offense is going to come together? It's not just you. Obviously, you just mentioned everyone. It's all a unit up there. How's it all going to come together?
Just rep after rep, working with each other, day in, day out, getting to know each other, getting to know how you run your routes, how you block for each other, all of that.
What do you think is the ceiling for this team this year as the 11 seed?
Well, we of course want to make the playoffs. That's just something that we as a group all want to do. It's a goal of ours and something that we really want to accomplish.
Let's ask Joe Hartman a couple questions here. Coach, this team last year was the most improved team in Nassau Conference 3. What kind of improvement did you see from year to year with this team?
Yeah, these student athletes have been fantastic. This is now my 3rd year here at Division. Since day one, this has been a very special group. They've been here every single day. Most of these guys on the varsity team, 3 starting offensive linemen from sophomore year on. Tim Stanley's going on his 2nd year, running our offense and leading the charge. But they really extended and connected our culture, and that's one of the most important things that have led to our success.
You mentioned culture. You guys also won the Community Service Award. Obviously, football, winning games is great, but what does it mean to see your kids have an impact in the community?
Yeah, community service is something that's very near and dear to all of our hearts in the Levittown community. From the start, they really bought into the culture that we were pushing forward, and we did multiple acts of community service, helping the elderly, We donated, hats and different sort of, baseball caps and visors to the troops. So from the start, we did Island Harvest, and we continued that onward throughout the whole season. Something that we're really proud of as a coaching staff.
That's awesome. That's what football and high school sports is all about, right? Division football, everybody. Back at Oceanside High School for the Nassau Football Media Day. Matt Lindsay from Newsday Sports. I have Elmont football team right next to me, starting off with Aiden Barnes, captain quarterback, alongside Jaden Kajus, Gibbs Lee Cherie, Malachi Collins, Elijah Davis, Kirkley Grant, Justin Reed, and coach Tommy Innes. Aiden, you had a pretty good season last year as a quarterback, over 1,600 passing yards. This team went 6-3, lost in the first round of the playoffs. How do you plan to build on last year's success individually and as a team?
Individually, just keeping the ball in my hands, not to have throw as many interceptions as I did last year. And team-wise, just trying to build, we don't want the same
outcome?
Yeah, same outcome that we did last year. So, we're trying to just improve and get better.
What do you think is the strength of this team as you stand right now?
I would say we're a pretty balanced team. We like to run the ball, but we also like to spread it out to our receivers.
Last year, as a quarterback, your defense was really one of the strengths of this team, right? I know you guys lost a couple of key players on that end of the ball. How do you think the defense is going to, kind of regroup and rebuild this year?
I think the defense is going to do good this year. With Elmont, we always have a good defense. That's what we always pride ourselves in. So I think the guys who didn't get as many playing time last year will step up.
Let's pass it over to Coach Innes. Coach, Aiden was just talking about, players who maybe didn't get a lot of playing time last year stepping up. What can you say about, maybe those more inexperienced players this year, how they're going to perform?
Yeah, I think we got two of them here. Jaden and Gibsley, they stood behind the receivers we had last year. Everybody knows how good those receivers were. They got good reps on the scout team, and they're going to step up this year for us.
And, thinking back to last year, you guys were a really good team in the regular season. You ran into Southside, who, obviously always a really good team, got hot at the end of the year last year. What do you think is going to be different about this year? Maybe you guys can get back to Hofstra.
So they took the offseason real serious, and that's something that we've prided on. A lot of teams here have been talking about it. Our guys hit the weight room. Since, right after the winter sports seasons, a lot of guys wrestled, played basketball, right into the weight room. We started practicing and classroom sessions, and guys competed in the weight room. So that's going to possibly be the difference for us this year.
Elmont football, everybody. Back at Oceanside High School, continuing on with Nassau 3 and the Nassau Football Media Day. Got Floral Park with me, Justin Mallon and Ryan Terwilliger, along with Coach Ron Pickett. Floral Park 7-3 last year, lost in the semifinals. It was a great season for the Knights. Justin, what do you remember about last year's playoff run, getting to the playoffs and, playing a game at Hofstra?
I mean, it's all exciting, Everyone wants to be there at some point and win, but, sometimes you don't get as far as you want.
As the quarterback of this team, what do you think about, the offense you guys are bringing back this year and how you guys are going to perform?
I think we're going to perform pretty well. I mean, I'm excited. Got a good receiver group. Twig with me, tall threat, and then Aiden Lau and stuff. Fast, agile, all that.
You guys lost a lot of seniors last year, 21. What have you seen from, the younger players that have kind of stepped up so far in the offseason?
I mean, a lot of people stepping up, getting out there, working as hard as they can, and, doing the best they could.
What are you most excited for this year?
I'm excited to run, pass, all of it.
Let's pass it off to Coach Pickett real quick. Coach, we were just talking about, you guys lost 21 seniors. How do you think this team is prepared to handle that kind of a loss and, kind of carry on where they left off?
Yeah, similar to what other coaches have been saying, a lot of the guys that are going to be starting for us this year were scout guys last year, so they got a lot of reps that way. They did play in a lot of games last year as well, and even though we had 21 seniors, a lot of them were linemen. So our skill group was very experienced. So everybody's got a little bit of work in. They got a lot of work last year. They've been putting the work in the off season. They're ready to take that next step to start.
I mentioned it at the beginning, a loss in the semifinals. You just mentioned taking the next step. How do you think this team is going to take the next step when you get to that point in the season this year?
I think they know what it takes. I mean, 2 years ago, we were in the county championship, lost a tough one, South Side. Last year, Manhasset, a really good team in the semifinal. These guys were on varsity for both of those teams, so they know what it takes to get to that level and what it's going to take in terms of work ethic and practice, and we'll look forward to it.
Awesome. Floral Park football, everybody. Back at Oceanside High School, continuing on with Nassau 3 and the Nassau Football Media Day. We've got Hewlett with me. Beside me, I have Kobe Cox alongside Jordan Bogeorge, Stefano Borsellino, and Elisha Frankel, along with Coach John Palladino. Kobe, we'll start with you. You guys last year, 4-5, made the playoffs, lost in the first round. But tell me about that experience, late in the season, getting to the playoffs, and what was it like playing a playoff game?
Definitely, as my first start as a varsity player, playing a playoff game was very, very exciting to get in on the game. My sophomore year, I got pulled up to see what it was all about, being on the varsity team, and I was just really eager to get on the field and get some infield experience.
You're just talking about, getting some experience. What do you think the returning players from last year's team that made the playoffs, that experience, how is that going to help you guys going into this year?
Every returning player that we have, I feel, is very eager for our first game against Mineola, and week 1 is really all the focus right now, going 1-0.
If you think you guys go, if you go 1-0, how do you think that's going to help you kind of just stay on the rest of the season?
I think going 1-0 is a big part of our season, and it'll really build momentum on going forward with the team, because we put a lot into our off-season work, and I feel like that end result, going 1-0, will be a good thing for the team.
Awesome. Let's pass it off to Coach John Palladino real quick. Make sure that's on. There we go. Coach, you guys, last year you had quarterback Matt DeSico, a great quarterback for you guys. Obviously, he's not here anymore. You're going to have Stefano stepping in this year. How do you think you guys are going to be able to maybe fill that void that Matt is leaving?
Well, you don't replace a player like Matt DeSico, who's a scholarship track and field athlete at University of Albany. Stefano is a tremendous athlete. He's a 3-sport athlete, a football player, obviously, a basketball player, and a lacrosse player. So we're really excited to see what he can do at the quarterback position.
Kobe was just talking about making his first start in a playoff game. When you see kids like that can, make that kind of a jump into such a, an important game, how does that make you feel going into this year that you have kids like that?
Yeah, really, really confident, really excited. Kobe did a really good job last year stepping in. We're excited to see where these 4 captains lead us this year.
It's all good. Hewlett, everybody. Back at Oceanside High School, Matt Lindsay for Newsday Sports. Continuing on with Nassau 3 and the Nassau Football Media Day, I've got Manhasset next to me with Henry Jervis, who will be speaking, alongside Michael DiPietro, Cooper Harley, Colin Gibbs, Isaac Kahn, and LJ Mycon, along with Coach Michael Lewis. Henry, you guys last year, 9-2, lost in the championship game to Garden City. Take me through that season. What was it like having that much success and then ultimately running into one of the greatest teams of all time?
I mean, it was a special season last year. We had 27 seniors that year. I mean, we were built everywhere. I mean, we had kids like Brady Bolch on our defense, kids like Kyle Malconian who led the team in heart. And playing Garden City, I mean, that first game we got close, and it was a bummer we couldn't get it done. And then the second game we got there, and I mean, it just wasn't our day, but it was a special thing to get there. And it's a special type of time with our team. And I'm glad that I get one more year with all my boys here.
You mentioned 27 seniors. For those of you who, now you're seniors, but you played last year, that experience of playing with those older guys and having that much success, how do you think that's going to help you going into this year?
I mean, the fact that we shadowed a team like that that could stand with Garden City, I mean, that's something special, and I think that it's going to be a good thing for us. And then I think we're going to be able to compete with a lot of these teams, even though we're not seeded all the way up.
Right. You just mentioned, you guys go from the runner-up in Nassau 3 last year to being the 12th seed this year. Does that mean anything to you guys, being the 12th seed?
I mean, we look at it just like a number on a piece of paper. Doesn't pay anything in our minds. I mean, we know if we get what we do and we get the job done, doesn't matter what that number is. We're going to get the job done.
What do you think is going to be the strength of this team?
I think we're a pretty balanced team, so I'm going to say nothing's our strength right now. We're going to find out week 1 what we're really made of, and I think we're just going to be able to test the limits of everyone on this team.
Let's go to Coach Lewis real quick. Coach, you're stepping in for legendary Coach Jay Iaquinta. So this will be your first year as the head coach at Manhasset. I guess what does it mean to try to not necessarily fill those shoes, but step in for a guy like him?
Well, working with Jay for many years beforehand, it gave me valuable experience to how things are done. But the tradition that he created is something that we're going to continue working on. The winning culture that we have in Manhasset with the athletes that we have, it takes care of itself. I mean, it's a sports community. It's a great community. All the boys here in front of me have worked tremendously hard to get here. And with the valuable experience that they've learned under Coach I and coming into this season, a lot has changed, but we have good juice.
You mentioned, spending a lot of time working with Coach I as the offensive coordinator. How do you think this offense is going to fare this year?
I think the offense is going to run smooth. Our quarterbacks are doing a tremendous job. We run the triple option, so it's a very selfless offense. So anyone at any chance can take it. And I think we're growing every day. We're flexing it a little bit, and we're gonna throw some wrinkles.
Awesome. Manhasset football, everybody. Back at Oceanside High School, continuing on with Nassau 3 and the Nassau Football Media Day. We've got Mineola next to me with Jack Sweeney and Gavin McLaughlin, along with Coach Tim Wineclaw. Jack, you guys last year 1-8, not the best year. You come into this year as the 14th seed, but you led the team in tackles last year. Gavin led the team in total offense. You guys are bringing back some talent. What do you think we can expect from you guys this year?
You can expect a lot of effort and a lot of guys coming ready to play and a lot of athletes. And of course we have me and Gavin, but we also have a lot of other guys leading the team this year, and the leadership is strong, the morale is high.
What do you think is going to be the strength of this team? Which unit?
Our defense, our defense, linebackers, DBs, D-line, it's all strong, I think.
When you think about, maybe the newcomers of this team this year, what excites you about those newcomers?
They come ready every day. They're ready to practice. They're ready to play, and they're ready to learn.
You talked about leadership and morale. When you guys see that you're the 14th seed, does that do anything to you guys? Does it mean anything at all?
No, that doesn't mean anything to us. We come out ready to play every day, ready to lead, and ready to learn.
Awesome. Let's pass it off to Coach Wineclaw real quick. Coach, when you hear your players, have that mindset of not worrying about a seed and just kind of forging ahead regardless, how does that make you feel?
They are a resilient group and they're very tough. We played in a lot of close games last year, and we have some guys with some experience which are going to come back this year, 2, 3-year starters up here. And then we have some younger guys coming up too that we're excited about. So we're looking forward to more of an improved season.
I know you guys think you have a lot of athleticism kind of all around the field. What can we expect athletically? What are we going to see from this team?
We're going to see some guys hitting and running to the football, and they're going to execute at a much more efficient level than we have been the past couple of years.
Awesome. Well, good luck to you guys. Mineola football, everybody. Back at Oceanside High School, continuing on with Nassau Conference 3 and the Nassau Football Media Day. Moving on to Sewanee, I've got Adrian Ayu right next to me, along with Eric Ayala, Ephraim Beluvi, Preston Lagonde, Daniel Richards, Tony Rodriguez, and Coach George Casamidis. Adrian, obviously you guys last year were in Conference 2, moving into Conference 3 this year. What are you kind of expecting with this kind of competition in Conference 3?
It's definitely a lot more competition than we are normally used to, along with last year's schedule. But I feel, especially with all the guys stepping up this year, that we are prepared because we come to work every day.
Last year you guys had a lot of injuries, which obviously hurts last year, but this year, a lot of players that got experience last year were going to be starting this year. What can you say about the mixture of this team of sophomores, juniors, seniors, and how it's all going to come together?
We definitely lost a lot. We definitely lost the majority of our team, which were seniors last year. But a lot of the younger guys, from injuries, from the seniors, a lot of juniors and sophomores stepped up. And especially with this year, we have a great work ethic, and we're here to win.
Let's pass it off to Ephraim for a question. Ephraim, the strength of this team is really the line on both sides of the ball, offensive, defensive line. You being a part of, that group, do you feel like an extra responsibility or anything like that to really carry the load?
I mean, yeah, like the line, we do everything together. We practice together. We eat together. We go home together. So it's really like a family, and we all been playing with each other for so long. So we definitely feel a responsibility to lead the team.
How do you guys work with Adrian as your running back and your quarterback? How does it all kind of come together as a unit?
We've been with AJ for a really long time. We've been playing together since junior high. So I think that he has really good chemistry with me and the rest of the O-line.
Awesome. Let's pass it off to Coach Kaz for a second. Coach, what are you kind of expecting from this team after, like we said, all the injuries last year and now moving into Conference 3? What do you expect from this group this year?
Well, these young men really stepped up after the injuries we had last year, and they gained a lot of experience. So I guess with the bad things that happened last year, they gained a lot of experience. It was a good thing for us this year.
How did they handle all that adversity and the injuries last year?
Well, these guys are really resilient. They want to get better every game, every practice, and they work at it. And honestly, we've come a long way since the middle of last season, I would say. So I'm expecting some great things from them. Joel Matheson, we got Tony Rodriguez, the boys up here, Preston, they've all worked really hard. Daniil Richards, along with these two young men.
Awesome. So Wantagh football, everybody. Back at Oceanside High School, continuing on with Nassau Conference 3 and the Nassau Football Media Day. I'm Matt Lindsay for Newsday Sports. Moving on to Southside, I've got Jaden Johnson right next to me alongside Jack Boynes, Ryan Healy, AJ Magarachi, Jack Mullen, Brendan Vetter, and Coach Phil Onesto. Southside last year, it was an interesting regular season, a 2-6. They made it to the playoffs, beat Elmont in the first round. And, obviously Southside, a very proud program with a lot of success. Jaden, how would you say you guys kind of came together at the end of last season and were able to, put together a playoff win?
I just think that it's, for the practices, every day coming in, working hard on the field, watching film, especially on Elmont when we went in, and just execution is our main focus. Coaches always say if you execute, you'll win a game. And right off the start of the game, we executed and just dominated up front on defense especially, and had a shutout game to get back to Hofstra, which is our goal every year.
Yeah, how did you guys kind of stick with it through the entire regular season, knowing that you guys are Southside, right? You guys are supposed to be winning, and you weren't winning. How did you guys kind of stick with it and not just implode?
Just not giving up. It's our main thing. We're a team. We're together. We're one family, and playing together is our main focus. And even though we weren't winning games, we knew that we were still getting better as a team. We were last year definitely, or this season, we're definitely rebuilding our team off of what we had in 23. So, losing a lot of those guys, and having a lot of players step up for new roles was kind of difficult, but as of now, we're going to be a great team this year.
Yeah, so you guys prove that you guys can handle some adversity, handle some losses, but how important is it for you guys to get off to a hot start this year and, not have to dig yourself out of a hole?
I think, come week one, we win that first game 1-0, we're going to have a great start to the season, and it's just going to keep us going into, week 2, week 3, especially against these tough teams that are in our conference.
Awesome. Let's pass it off to Coach Onesto real quick. Coach, obviously this team, like I've said, a lot of success. You guys won conference title in 2023, and you're back as the 3 seed this year. Just what do you think about this team is going to bring you guys, back to Hofstra again and maybe back to another conference title?
Yeah, so last year, we definitely had a lot of inexperience we graduated a huge group in 2023. And I think that this group, a lot of them saw time on that team, but getting full game experience in and having them play full games and understand how to win games at the end, really, finally came together at the end of the year. And again, all these guys up here and with some of the guys at home, we're really expecting a big season out of a lot of them. So.
And coming off of somewhat of a down year, now you guys have the Conference 2 Long Island champions, the Conference 4 Long Island champions in this conference. How do you think, I don't know, what do you think about this extra kind of competition that you guys are facing this year?
Yeah, to say it's a competitive conference is an understatement. A lot of great teams. We've had a lot of great games with a lot of the teams that are in the conference over the past couple of years. The expectation is to make it a half string. Give yourselves a chance to win the county championship. So that's the expectation with this group. And I know it's going to be a tough road with the teams that are in Conference 3 this year. But we're looking forward to the task.
Awesome. Southside football, everybody. Back at Oceanside High School, continuing on with Nassau Conference 3 and the Nassau Football Media Day. Next to me, we have Valley Stream North. We got Aiden Monroe, Marco Di Costanzo, Isaiah Hill, Dominic Verso, and Coach Mike Paolillo. Valley Stream North last year, 4-5, just missed the playoffs. So they're bringing back a lot of production. Isaiah Hill, 933 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns, and Aiden Monroe next to me, 65 tackles. Aiden, what can you say about what you guys are bringing back this year?
It's a great team, tight-knit group. We all have a good disciplined mind, what we need to do to be successful. So I'm sure we'll have a great season.
What do you think is going to be the strength of this team?
I think we have strength on both sides of the ball, both defense and offense. We have depth at all skill positions, a lot of speed. So I think we'll be strong all around.
What do you think about this event? Obviously for the teams like your Garden Cities, your Farmingdales, right? Like they get all the attention all the time. For some of the schools that maybe don't get that much attention, what is it like for you guys to be up here?
This is an awesome opportunity, especially for the smaller schools. You always look at the Newsday articles coming out about the bigger schools, and it's just great to be in the spotlight for once, have your name out there.
When you see all the other teams in your conference come up, does that make you feel a little more competitive, or does it like ease the tension a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all teenage boys. We're all wanting to play football, so it's a just awesome opportunity.
Awesome. Let's pass it off to Coach Paolillo real quick. Coach, we talked about, bringing back a lot of production. What do you expect to see this year from Isaiah? I would imagine you're going to lean on him in the run game this year.
I expect him to be well over 1,000 yards and to carry the ball maybe 25, 30 times, and we're going to, hold everything on his back, as well as Dom and Aiden. And we have a lot of team speed, especially in the skill positions. And one of our mantras is be comfortable being uncomfortable and finish. So hopefully we can finish, and be still playing during Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know obviously the goal is, making the playoffs. What do you think this team is going to improve this year that's going to get you guys there?
Well, we're well ahead already in the preseason where we've been in the past. They've been working hard all summer, all winter. A lot of team chemistry that we haven't had in the past. These guys have been playing and working out together for 2, 3, 4 years. So, I think we have a good model in place.
Awesome. Team chemistry, that's what it's all about, right? Valley Stream North football, everybody. Back at Oceanside High School, continuing on with Nassau Conference 3. Moving on to Valley Stream South. We got Daniel Casey right next to me alongside David Brooks, Zach Dyer, and Emmanuel Williams, along with Coach Joe Guastafeste. Valley Stream South last year won each of their last 3 regular season games. They did miss the playoffs, but strong end to the year. Daniel, what can you tell me about that end of the year, how you guys came together and strung together some wins?
We had our bye week in the middle of the season, right in week 4, and then we just had our last 3 games, and we really just came together during that bye week. We got more physical, and everybody really wanted it then.
As a starting quarterback, what kind of experience did you gain from that experience of coming together and, being the quarterback of the team, being the leader?
It kind of gave you, put the team on your back, kind of. You have to take more control. I definitely realized that later on in the season. Didn't have enough in the beginning. And then I kind of started taking over, and everybody turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah. Moving up from Conference 4 to Conference 3, what are you kind of expecting with the competition that you're seeing, in front of you right now?
Yeah, but it's great competition, but, we're all kids, so everybody's the same age, but, there's definitely great teams in this conference, and
we're coming up. We know we don't have respect, so just trying to get it out there.
Gotcha. Let's move on to Coach Guastafesta real quick. Coach, kind of going off of the success you guys had at the end of last year, what did you see that when this team kind of came together and won those 3 games?
I think the most important thing was the unselfish behavior, unselfishness in the sense that guys were moving positions. We moved around at the end of the year to try to get the best out of them. For instance, Emmanuel here was a running back for his whole life. This year we moved him to guard. I had no problem making the move because he knew it was in the best interest of the team. And that's the kind of guys that we have at Valley Stream South. I think that's the kind of guys that are going to help us be successful.
And I know, one thing you want to improve on is being more physical. What else aside from that, do you think we can expect from you guys this year that's maybe going to push you into the playoffs?
Well, our main objective is to be physical. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to go out there and we're going to compete, and we're going to hit, and we're going to block to the best of our ability. And we're not going to stop until the last whistle blows.
Awesome. Valley Stream South football, everybody. Back at Oceanside High School, wrapping up Conference 3 in the Nassau Football Media Day with Wantagh. Next to me I have Joseph Nicholson, Carter Loftman, Shane Adi, Luke Martini, and Devin Passione. Wantagh last year, the Long Island Conference 4 champions. Now they're back in Conference 3. They've made 25 straight playoff appearances, and they're hoping for another one this year. Joe, what was that experience like of, going all the way 11-1 to the LIC last year and coming home with a championship?
I mean, it's like, as a kid, that's what you dream of, and be able to do that with my friends, my boys, it was special.
You guys lost 18 starters from that team last year. One of them, of course, running back Dylan Martini. Of course, we have a Martini at the end of the table here, but someone's got to try to replace what Dylan gave to this team, and that was a lot. You stepping in as the running back, what are you kind of trying to provide for this team this year?
I just want my linemen, my team to know that, whatever they could do, I'll do my best. No one can be Dylan. He's irreplaceable pretty much, but I'm going to do my best to do what I can do. And me and Luke are going to be amazing this year.
Like I said, 25 straight playoff appearances. What is it like to be not necessarily burdened, but responsible for carrying on this Wantagh tradition that's so rich?
Winning is just a tradition here. It starts in February in the weight room and stuff like that. But from 5 years old to 18, all we do is win in Wantagh, so it's special.
And since Coach Keith Sachs couldn't make it, we're going to pass it over to Carter Loftman real quick. Carter, when you look out into this crowd right here and all these Conference 3 teams and you're a fellow Long Island champion in Carey right here, what kind of excites you about being back in Conference 3 this year?
It's definitely a tough schedule, so we're definitely going to we have our work cut out for us. So we worked hard over the offseason, so we're looking forward to the challenge.
What do you think about this team is going to get you guys back to Hofstra at the end of the year?
I think our offense, 7-on-7s all summer, we worked really hard, so I think our offense is going to be firing on all cylinders week 1.
Awesome. Wantagh football, everybody.
Well, that'll do it from here in Oceanside. I'm Greg Sarah from Newsday Sports. What a terrific day, the Nassau County Media Day for high school football teams. We had 49 teams here, over 300 players. The coaches were great. A little familiarity. Guys got to know each other. They got to speak in front of each other. I loved it. What'd you think?
I thought it was awesome. I think everyone loved it. The kids loved it. The coaches loved it. It's an awesome way for teams to see and hear from all the other teams and players in their conference. And I think it's just the right way to kick off the football season, Greg.
And Matt, I thought you did a great job. I want to thank the Nassau County Coaches Association first, and Frank Luisi, T&D Sports, our Newsday crew. It all came together beautifully today. I hope everybody has a great football season and all your dreams come true. I'm Greg Sarah, Newsday Sports. This is Matt Lindsay. Take care.